last week you guys had left the Hall of Heroes, and then on your way back to Waterdeep, you guys were escorting a caravan of wounded Waterdeepian guards. It was during this trip back to Waterdeep that your resident Minotaur went all Barney on you and started having visions. You guys got him calmed down, but later that night, he started having another vision, another dream. And this time you were all included in it, including this new dwarf that you had met. He was also there. And in this dream, through this shrouded, clouded fog, you saw a large silver draconic entity that called himself the Great Platinum One. And during this dream, he asked God Hunter to go to a place that was sacred to him and save his children. God Hunter then asked you, his companions, that if you would come on this quest with him, as this entity had asked him to be a champion for him. This entity had basically told you that this sanctuary of his that had been on Fearun since time had almost began, that had been invaded. And he had told you that this invader may somehow be connected with some of the past experiences that you guys had been through. You guys accepted this, said that you would go with your companion, God Hunter, and when you woke in the morning, you were gone from the caravan into a place that you didn't recognize. You were on a mountain several thousand feet in the air, and looking around you, you could see the sea all around you. And below this mountain, you could see this large swath of forest land that looked primordial, looked like nothing that's on the mainland. It took you guys nearly 2 days to descend down from this mountain. And during this time, nothing bothered you. You did see some sign of some griffins, but you avoided them, and therefore there was no combat coming down this mountain. As you guys reached the bottom, you saw this large river before you, and the entity had told you before you left to follow his children's footsteps to find their village. He had told you that they make this trek to the mountain, to this shrine where you guys were teleported to. They make this trek several times a year, and it's a coming of age ritual for them. And he told you that it was so many miles to the north, so many miles to the west from the river. So as you come out of this mountain range, you found yourself at this large river. It's about 250 feet across. On the other side of this river, you could see that the forest was teeming with life, all kinds of wildlife. And it's here you got your first glimpse of what God Hunter and Chazrin had experienced in Chult, and what God Hunter calls thunder lizards. You could see several of them at the river's edge drinking, and you guys, you tied yourself together and made your way across the river. And just as you were almost at the other side of the bank, Usk and God Hunter had looked back, and they saw this large creature that was half submerged under the water coming after your group. Several of your companions made it onto shore and managed to pull everyone onto shore just as this creature emerged from the water side and came up onto the bank. And it's here where everyone turned around and saw this massive, giant reptilian crocodile just now coming out of the water. We left off last week as initiative began.
Okay, we're entering combat, I suppose.
Yep, give me just a second. I lost my music guy.
Cue bell music.
Your rhythm bot.
Oh, he's still there.
go.
All right, so initiative has begun. I actually started it last week, and I left it alone. Chazrin, as you see this creature come up out of the water, you have just turned around and seen it for the first time. It's now its head and its forebody is just now coming up out of the water. You can tell that this is a very large creature, possibly between 20 and 30 feet long. Very thick, heavy reptilian skin. Its mouth is large enough to swallow any of you whole. And it is coming forward towards you in an apparent attempt to eat you. You're up first. What do you wish to do?
I'm going to cast Hunter's Mark.
All right. Use your bonus action and Hunter's Mark the beast.
Second, mark that spell off on my sheet.
All right. You feel the Hunter's Mark take effect around the beast.
And then I aim my bow and fire at this creature.
All right. Make your attack roll.
As soon as I find my dice. Alright, there they are.
During this time, several of the creatures that were on this side of the river, any creature around you has begun to stampede off into the forest. So there's a pretty loud sound around you as these creatures are now running from the commotion.
Okay. I got a 25 to hit.
Okay, that'll strike. Your arrow strikes into the hard skin on the back of this creature.
Okay. That'll be... Where's my 8? There we go. It's an 8 and a 6. First hit. First attack is... Hold on, I think it's... It should only be another +5, I think. Got an 8 so far, and... Yeah, so it's going to be 13 piercing damage to the creature.
Alright, 13 piercing damage.
Alright, and then I fire my bow again. Now I got to look something up real quick for Natural Explorer. On my first attack action, I think it says I get advantage. First turn in combat, I have advantage on attacks, pluralized. So the second attack from this attack action, I also get advantage. Which is good. Oh, natural 20.
Okay.
So I
your first arrow is tiny against this creature, but it does manage to pierce its skin and sink in. Your second one, you hit it just behind the base of its large head, and it sinks all the way into the fletching.
Nice. I'm reading about Hunter's Mark real quick. You choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your query. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit with a weapon attack, and you have advantage on... Okay, whenever I hit. Okay, so it's on every...
Your Hunter's prey is every time. Your Slayer's prey, I think, is only on the first.
So on the first, I think. Yeah, that's the difference.
Correct.
But this time I did crit, so I get to double on my dice. Here we go. That is... Shit, it's only 9 from that, so it's 14 piercing damage on this attack.
Alright, 14 piercing damage.
Yep. And I will take a few steps back to end my turn there.
Alright, now, keep in mind, who led the way across the river?
I did.
Okay, keep in mind you guys are still tied off with a 50-foot rope.
Oh yeah.
So you guys are kind of stuck together right now. So as far as movement,
how far can I move? Well, we didn't tie ourselves off. I could just hop out of the loop. I said that we wrapped it around ourselves. So can I
He's
use a
break-
free action to just remove myself from the rope?
Sure.
Okay, so I do that and then I move back.
Okay.
All right.
So that'll be the end of
turn.
you, right?
Yeah, it's my turn.
All right. Give me just a second. I'm trying to get my Discord bot back up.
Also, got to say, there is a huge difference in those initiative numbers.
So look at us, Sam. Oh my God, look at you.
Okay, Chazrin, as you take a couple of steps back, the next thing to happens very quickly. Your eyes are focused on this beast, and it seems like everyone else is too. And this large avian form from the air. You guys, prior to crossing the river, you had seen all these large eagles and whatnot flying in the air. One of them flies down right in front of your group, in between your group and this beast. This thing is huge. It seems like everything here that you've encountered so far is of a gargantuan size. This thing gives off a shriek right as it gets down to your group, and just as you look, this thing has sunk both of its feet talons into the shoulders of Glimmerhand, and you hear the heavy flaps of its wings. And before any of you can react, this thing just carries him off to the north. You can hear his dwarven curses as this thing just starts diving in between the trees and flapping its wings, and you can see his little feet like little nubs as they just start kicking as it gets higher and higher and flies off to the north. And
does it drag us with him?
No, it's just they grabbed onto him. He's gone.
Well, I thought we were tied up to each other.
And he had already loosened the knot himself in preparation for the combat. So,
Oh, okay.
God Hunter, you're up.
Right. See this big fucking thunder lizard, and I let out a vicious roar, and I rage as my bonus action.
All right, bonus action rage.
Yeah, and I rolled a 13 plus 8.
Okay, that will strike.
All right. For let's see, real quick. For 10 plus 2 plus 5.
17. 17 points slashing damage.
And hold on. One of those 5 of those is electric.
Yep.
And did not let her curse. Like, you shall die, motherfucker. Fucking slash on it.
All right, so your first attack is your axe actually bites into its hard hide, and there is blood flowing at the upper part of its body. So your second attack,
15 plus 8. It's like 23.
So you come back with a backswing and strike near the same spot.
Yep.
But roll your damage.
All right. Oh shit! For 11 plus 2 plus 5, so that's like 18. 6 of that is electric.
Okay. All right, so you come back and actually bite deeper into its thick reptilian hide that's got these little knobs coming off of it. And you can see this thing thrashing around, and some of the water around it has now started to turn crimson. Is that the end of your turn?
That's the end of my turn.
All right, Loon, you are... Hang on, let me get rid of... Nope, never mind. Let me get rid of Glear here. All right.
Giant crocodile.
All right, God Hunter. From the strikes you've given this beast, it focuses attention solely on you.
Awesome.
It starts thrashing in the water and moves into a position to where its large tail comes out of the water and swings at you.
All right.
All right, that's going to be a natural 20.
That big fucker smacks me dead in my chest.
That's my first roll of the night.
I know. Holy
I feel like
fuck.
there's been a lot of 20s.
All right, that's going to be 14 points of bludgeoning damage to you, and that'll be halved to 7.
Okay.
All right, go ahead and make a strength saving throw, and you're raging, so it'll be with advantage.
Yep. What have advantages anyways? Okay, that's a that is a 12 plus 8 non-natural 12.
Okay. So as this large tail slams into your legs almost buckle, but you manage to keep your feet and keep yourself upright. It then turns its head completely towards you and is going to attempt to bite.
Okay.
The bite, even with the heavy hit that you've taken from the tail, you're able to avoid the large mouth that attempts to clamp over you. That is going to be that creature's turn. Now it's your turn, Loon.
Alright. For my bonus action, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Zeus. Zeus, you're the best. So this crocodile, but it will be to do. Awesome. And I'm going to use one casting of Magic Missile. For 9? Right?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, be 9 points of force damage.
Yep. And that will be my turn.
Okay. So you set out, you point your wand, speak the word, and these 3 bolts come out, slam into this beast, causes it to thrash around even more.
Oh no.
All right. You guys have just been in combat just for a few seconds. As I said at the start of it, creatures are running north into the forest to escape the loud sounds in the fray. Chazrin, you being the farthest one back, just as Usk is about to attack this creature, Alun has just let off her magic missiles. Over your shoulder, you hear the sound of heavy footfalls as you can hear limbs breaking, and you can feel a slight vibration to the ground. And somewhere from behind you, you can hear the sound of these giant throaty roars.
What's that? You feel that? I knew it. I knew we were gonna get backdoored on this fight. Damn it.
Oh yeah. These are my.
I'll move
this is
these
like-
dice here.
Oh shit! These are all sources.
As you look, or as you can kind of see out of the peripheral of your vision, 2 large creatures have come out of the edge of the forest, and it appears that the commotion of this fight, which hasn't lasted that long, has attracted their attention.
Don't make it.
Can I use a free action? If I didn't use one. I said quickly, battle formations.
You don't hear it. I do.
Well,
You're
I
completely retardedly engaged with this thing.
Yeah, you have no idea that these things are behind you.
I tell the group that shit. I'm like, guys, behind us. Alun,
Oh,
your
yeah.
ass is about to get bit.
Oh no.
about bit in half. Look how large those
It makes it that
motherfuckers
far?
are.
Shit.
There's guys, dude.
They
You
got
have
a-
another guy.
They've got a 60-foot movement.
Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, they're all sorcerers, man.
All right.
They're like almost the size of a fucking small dragon, or of a medium dragon, I would say.
All right, so Chazrin, as you hear these roars from behind you and the ground starts shaking beneath your feet, you can see over the...
I react, by the way, and I turn to face him.
Okay, you see over the corner of your shoulder as two of these creatures has come running out of the woods, out of the brush, and one of them makes it up to you. And you, as you see it coming up, you see it's trying to take a bite out of you. This creature stands well above your head as far as from the ground all the way up to the top of its snout.
Okay.
So 16. So you're able to move your body to the side just as you hear these jaws clamp shut. And just the sound of it clamping shut almost vibrates your body.
Okay. So I dodge him.
You do dodge him. All right, Oost, that is going to bring us to you.
All right. Let's see here.
Use that inspiration if you need it.
5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Actually, I'll go here.
Are you facing
Actually,
that way?
You'd actually be right there, because going through Chasm's space would be a double for you.
All right, where was I here? 5. Can't go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Can't go over here.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. So getting over onto this side over here, I'm going to use a bonus action to give Shield of Faith over to Chazrin, raising his AC by 2.
Okay, so Chazrin is going to have +2 to AC.
And then I'm going to use my action to try to attack this thing in front of me. Is it small enough for me to be flanking with Chazrin on the other side?
It's large enough. Since it's gone ahead, he hasn't really attacked it yet, but attacked him and it's focused on him right now. I'll say yeah.
All right.
It is flanked.
So, all right, that's going to be a 26 to hit.
Okay, 26 does hit. What are you attacking him with?
With my claws. My glowing radiant claws.
All right. So that'll be 1d6 plus 1d4.
Yep. So that is a total of 6 plus 4, so that's 10 points of damage.
All right. 6 points of slashing, 4 points of radiant. All right. You feel your claws, go down the side of this creature. It's quite large and muscular. It's not too hard to hit, as large as it is. And with your claws having been enchanted, and now with that radiant fire, you see the blood as you bite deep enough kind of bubbles up, and this thing just lets out a scream.
All right, and that's going to be my turn.
All right. That is going to bring us to the other one. Let's see. It's already made it. I moved them both at the same time.
I don't see the second one on the tracker, by the way.
I'm putting him on there now.
All right.
And I actually moved both of them at the same time. All right, Chaz, top of the round, you're back up.
Okay. All right. I swap out to my swords from my bow.
Okay.
And I'm Slayer's Praying Allosaurus 1 as a
All right.
bonus action.
So bonus action.
So I still get 2 attacks with my main hand now.
Yeah.
And they have gone in combat already, so I am flanking though, yeah, because he's flanking.
Correct.
All right, I roll to attack with my scimitar rapier weapon thing, and that is that's like a 25 to hit.
Yep. So you slash into it with your first weapon. Go ahead, and if you want to just go ahead and roll your second attack, you can as well.
You want me to roll them before I roll damage?
Yeah, these are pretty big creatures. It's up to you either way. Doesn't matter.
I prefer to do it in this order, just because it
Works for me.
to manage. Okay, that is a 12 slashing damage.
All right, 12 slashing.
Yep. And then my second main hand attack is going to be a non-natural 20 to hit.
Okay, your second blade comes in and strikes, so now it's being hit from the front and the back.
And that's, I only got a D8 that time, but I rolled higher. I think I got 13 slashing damage. So I rolled max.
Let me ask you something on your fighting. You've got the 2-weapon fighting feat, right?
Yeah.
Okay. But your fighting style is the archery fighting style, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So on your offhand attack, are you adding your bonuses to that attack?
You still, I didn't attack with my offhand that time, but yeah, you can still add your 2 hit bonus. You just don't add damage.
Right, just not to the damage.
Right. Right. I didn't attack offhand that round though.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, 13.
I get 2 attacks per round now, so I did 2 main hand attacks. Yep.
All right, so the blood has begun to flow from this creature as you guys open up some wounds on it. And Dot Hunter.
All right, my turn.
Yes.
All right, that big fucker smacked me in the chest pretty goddamn hard. I'm pretty fucking furious now. I'm gonna freaking go berserker on their ass and frenzy. And I'm just gonna blindly fucking rage attack and.
All right, so you're going into a frenzy.
Going into a frenzy.
All right, so that'll give you 3 attacks.
Yes, I will. 15 plus 8.
Strikes.
Okay.
So after being hit from the tail, you just see red and start to froth at the mouth.
I start snorting and yeah, I'm pretty pissed. Let's see, 11 plus 2 plus 5. That's 18 points of damage.
Okay.
Like 4 of that is electrical.
All right. This time you've hit in the same place again. You can tell that you are definitely biting in now to the flesh where its neck meets its body. A couple of more hits and you'll probably be through.
All right. Second attack is a 14 plus 8, and another 11 plus 2 plus 5, so 18 points of damage again.
Okay.
5 of that is electrical.
Okay.
All right, and let's see if I can't let out a finishing blow on him. Damn, another 14? Shit, I keep racking up the 14s. 14 plus 8 again.
Okay, your third blow does strike, comes down true on the space that you've opened up between its neck and its body. Roll your damage.
Okay. God damn, dice were glitching. Oh my god! This is impossible. I almost rolled max damage. You're not going to believe how much damage this is. I rolled a 6, a 5, and a 5. That's 16 plus
16.
2 plus 5.
19, 20, 22, 23 points of damage.
Holy fuck. Yeah.
So as your blade,
Stormbringer. Yeah, that's a Stormbringer.
yeah, as your great sword comes down this time, you actually from your previous hits, you bite all the way through, and its head lops off, and its body starts to sink down into the water, and you see it slowly disappear as the river current begins to take the body.
Nice.
Okay.
All right, move or stay where you're at.
Oh no, I'm moving. I know, I can't believe I fucking wrecked his ass that bad. Let's see. I'm going to use my movement, which I have 40 feet. Yeah, I used all my attacks, so I have 40 feet of movement left. So that's one of these squares is 5 feet, or is it 10?
5.
Okay, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. So I move right here from the Allosaurus. And
Okay.
and can I do a free action?
What you got?
I'm gonna let out a intimidating roar because I'm frenzied, I'm berserkered, I'm bloodied, I'm enraged as a motherfucker, and I'm just totally battle frenzied and hardened. And I'm gonna try to like get out of a intimidating roar or some sort, or something to taunt them to attack me. I guess, you know, in a sense, as a free action. I could roll for it if you want.
Yeah.
Like intimidate. I think
Go
I
ahead
have.
go ahead and try an intimidation roll.
Okay. That's with a disadvantage. Oh no, that's not a check.
Nope, it's not a check.
It's a DC based on something.
Oh shit! I rolled a 17. I rolled a 17. And I have fucking. I have a +4 to intimidation, so that's 17 plus 4.
Okay. As you run up to this creature, swinging your sword wildly and screaming out, you seem to have gotten its attention. We'll see on its round whether it's accepted your challenge or not.
Awesome. Okay, end of my turn. I'm done.
All right. Loon?
Yep. You're gonna go use another charge on Allosaurus number 1.
Okay, one charge.
Yeah.
Okay. 3d4 plus 3.
9 plus 3. Okay, 12.
All right.
Yeah. Okay.
So 3 more bolts of force come out and kind of zing around God Hunter and then strike this thing in its front part of its body where it's already taken hits from Usk and Chazrin. It lets out another loud screech. You gonna stay where you're at?
I'm gonna get myself out of that rope. God Hunter's still attached, I believe, and I don't want to be. And I'm gonna move over this way a little bit.
Okay.
That'll be my turn.
Okay. All right. God Hunter, you have caught the attention of this creature.
Awesome.
And it is going to try and bring its jaws to bear and bite you.
Okay.
With a 16.
How big are these creatures? Like, are these 30 feet or 20 feet?
No,
they're huge, right?
No, they're considered large. Yeah, they're large. They stand about 12, 13 feet high.
Oh.
So, yeah, they're bigger than you, but they're not the biggest lizards that you've seen.
Okay, they're small. They're actually bigger than raptors, though.
They're bigger than raptors. It's an Allosaurus. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
As this creature brings its jaws to bear on you, your buckler increases in size and then takes the full weight of the bite. It pushes you back a little bit, but it comes away empty.
Okay.
The second one, or I'm sorry, Usk, you're up next.
All right. I'm gonna show it how to really use those teeth, and I'm going to try to attack it again with my claws first.
Okay. So you'll have advantage on your attack roll.
All right, so that's going to be a 21 to hit.
Okay. So your claws just jab into its leg there that you're near, and you scratch them down.
All right, so it'll be 7 points of slashing damage and 1 point of radiant damage.
All right, 8 points of slashing damage total.
And then I'm going to use my bonus action to bite into it with Hungry Jaws. And that'll be a 24.
Do you have to do a bite attack to do the Hungry Jaws, or is it just a bonus attack? You can do it at any time.
I have to make an attack action.
Okay.
Yeah. Actually, no, it just says, it's just a bonus action.
Okay.
As a bonus action, you can make a special attack.
All right, make your bite.
All right. So that is a 25 to hit.
Okay, so you bite into it.
All right, for 5 points of piercing damage, and I get get 3 points of temp HP.
How many did you say? 3?
3, yeah. And that'll be my turn.
Where has the temporary hit points gone?
He updated it, so you got to go down to the you got to go into the settings and add it in. There's checkboxes now.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I'll just remember you got 3 use. All right. Next up will be the second creature that came in. It is going to use some of its movement to back up.
Surprised he's doing that. Is it gonna charge me?
Chazrin, you see this creature kind of set its legs, and then it just comes in
to it to face it
and charges at you.
Okay.
And it is going to attempt. It's going to try to claw you as it comes up. It's going to be a 23.
That'll hit.
All right, I need you to make a strength saving throw, please.
Okay, damn it. Strength, huh?
Yep.
That's not going to be good for me. Well, I do have... it is one of my proficient saves, so maybe I'll make it. So, even though I don't have high strength, definitely not. I got a 2 on my dice roll, so I think I got, like, maybe a +3 to that, so it's like 5 or something.
All right, so you're going to take... You're going to take 11 points of slashing damage from the claw. And as this thing charges and swipes you with its claws, you have been knocked prone.
Okay, I'm prone.
And it's not, you're prone right underneath this creature, and now it's knocks you prone. It's going to attempt to bite down on you. With a it's a 21. So it does as you're knocked down to the ground. As you orientate yourself and look up, you see that the jaws coming down and close over you.
All right.
That's going to be 22 points of piercing damage.
Holy fuck!
I just got fucking mauled.
Yeah, this thing charged you, knocked you down, clawed you, and tried to take a large bite out of you.
Oh,
On your left arm, you've got some pretty serious wounds where its jaws clamped down and pulled away. Your armor mostly held, but you can feel the warm flow of blood from underneath where it went through. Top of the round, Chazrin, you're up.
So I'm gonna stand up. That's my first thing.
All right. So there's half your movement.
Yeah, half my movement. If I have 35 movement, what do I get? Like, is it still rounded up? So would I still have 20 left?
Yeah, we can say 20.
Okay. I'm pretty injured, but I have faith in my allies. I go into my own Chazrin form of rage, and I transfer my Hunter's Mark to Allosaurus 2. The one to knocking me down, and I say, by the spirit of Shantae, you will die, creature, and feed the earth. And
all right, so use your bonus action to Hunter's Mark that one. You're transferred over.
And then I quickly attempt to attack it with my my blade. Natural 20.
All right, that's 2 for you.
Yeah, it's 2 in this battle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Spirit of the elves does not quit in the face of adversity. Here we go. Not very good. That is 13 slashing damage. Could have been a lot higher.
Okay. So as you stumble to your feet, you do feel a little bit of guidance from from the words that you utter, and you do feel your blade bite into it.
Yeah.
Little disappointed that it wasn't deeper, as mad as you are at the creature, but you have injured it.
And I attack again. Oh my god, I got a 19. So it's not
Okay.
a crit, but it's still gonna hit him, right? Because I got like +8 to that.
Yeah.
So
That's gonna backswing.
yeah, and I still get to roll Hunter's Mark damage on him.
Right.
That is still pretty good. That's 12 slashing damage to the creature.
All right, so you can see this thing thrashing its arms about, and now you can see 2 open wounds on its chest area.
Mm-hmm.
Is that it for you?
I think I'm gonna stay there. Yeah.
All right, God Hunter, you're up.
All right. I freaking bring my great sword up in a arcing strike, stabbing strike move to fuck this Allosaurus #1 up.
Okay, you can tell it's bleeding profusely from the wounds that it's already received, plus the magic missiles. You can see the blood pooling underneath its skin.
All right. 12 plus 8. That's non-natural 20.
All right, that strikes.
All right. For 12 plus 2 plus 5. That's...
All right.
14 plus 5. That's like, is that 19?
Yeah, it's 19.
Okay, 19.
All right,
And 6 of that is electrical.
As you stab into this creature and it lets off this electric burst, this creature rears up on its hind legs. As it rears up, you bury the sword deeper, and then it starts to fall towards Usk. Alright, Usk, you see this hunter slam this sword into the side of it, and you see this creature rear. And as it rears, it's already 13 feet tall, and it's kind of standing up even higher than that as it rears up, and you see it toppling towards you.
Can I try to dodge out of the way?
Yep, dexterity check, please, or save.
Okay. That's all right. That's a 3.
Oh,
Okay.
you know what? I'm sorry. I was gonna say something. I seen your dice. You rolled it. They automatically flipped. Make sure it's not toggled to that one lock-on thing. That kind of fucks your rolls up.
Yeah, it's not.
Oh, okay.
All right, Usk, as you see this thing rear up, you try to, maybe you zigged when you should have zagged, but you see this creature coming down upon you. You're knocked prone and take 4 points of bludgeoning damage.
Oof.
And you are restrained at this time with this creature's weight on you.
Okay.
Aloon,
Oh no.
it's your turn.
Oh wait, no, it's still my turn.
Oh yes. Sorry. Let me back
So
up.
I'm enraging and I just laid him like a beastly champion I am. And then, not even paying attention to Usk being smashed, I'm already enraged and I run and I use my movement speed to run and climb on top of Allosaurus 1 and do a leaping jump off of him onto Allosaurus 2 with my great sword going downward so I land on Allosaurus 2, slashing into him.
All right, go ahead and give me one athletics check.
Yep, athletics. Okay. Um, 17 plus 8 or 9. Let me see what it is to be exact. Athletics is a plus 8. Okay, 17 plus 8.
Okay. Usk, you feel another several hundred pounds suddenly applied that pushes you even further into the soft earth. You can hear this shout above you as you can't see anything, but God Hunter, you take a couple of steps you manage to make it up this beast, dive off, and orientate your sword into a downward position. Go ahead and make your attack roll.
All right, that was 11 plus 8. 19.
Okay, 19. All right, so as you leap off that creature with your sword pointed downward, your sword easily slides into the side of its flesh. As your sword goes down, go ahead and make your attack or your damage.
Okay. For 11 plus 2 plus 5.
18.
Yep. And I get another attack, right?
Okay, so you're gonna now. Are you on top of this thing, or did you just make a leap?
I did make a leap, and I'm like holding onto my greatsword, probably cutting down with my weight going down on them, I guess you can say. You know,
Okay.
something like that.
So at the end of the attack, is your feet on the ground?
I would say no. Yeah, because I stabbed him with my greatsword and it slid down, just leaving opening, gashing, pretty much.
Okay, so your sword's now free. Go ahead and make your third attack.
Okay. Oh, that was the wrong dice. Oh shit! 19.
All right. So as you pull your sword free, you come with an overhand chop.
Yep, this one is only for 8 plus 2 plus 5. So that's 15 points of damage, and 3 of that is electrical.
Okay. You can see the creature now he's swaying from side to side. Blood is just spurting out of the side from the hole that you left in its skin. Now it's you, Alun.
Well, I'm just gonna panic. Chazrin's pretty hurt, so I'm gonna run over to him and cast Cure Wounds as a second level spell.
Ooh, baby,
All right.
touch me. Touch me now.
You know, touch-
Second level healing. So 2d8 plus your wisdom.
Wait,
Charisma.
Cast modifier?
What'd you say?
Isn't it with my spellcasting modifier?
Yeah,
Yes.
that for you would be charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
So, 12. Not the best roll. Are you all right?
So how much did you? How much total?
12 total.
12 total.
Yeah. Not the best roll.
All right.
I want to keep you alive.
Chazrin, as Alun comes up behind and touches your shoulder, you do feel the wounds on your left arm beginning to slowly close. They're still oozing a little bit of blood, but you can feel the healing warmth of the healing spell that she just cast on you. You do feel better.
Thank you.
All right. Anything?
Action, I'm going to hit him with Healing Word as a level 1. Just to get a little bit more out of it. Keep that back rub going.
Yeah, more back rubs. Give it to me.
Well, did you use a spell for your action?
Well, you only got 6 points back for that one.
Is your healing word's a bonus action, right?
Yes.
I think you can only use one spell per turn.
No, you're allowed to use a cure wounds and healing word.
Yeah, if
With
it's
the
a,
action
yeah.
and bonus action, yeah.
yeah, but if it's a bonus action for her, she can.
Yeah.
Are you sure? Because I'm pretty sure you only allowed one spell per turn.
No.
In this
But
case, you can, because of the way Healing Word specifically states it.
Yeah, it's a bonus action.
Yeah, with it being a bonus action, she can.
Like, I'll double check.
That's how I've always played this game.
I
That's
mean,
how-
if we're doing it homebrew, then yeah, that's fine.
No, I mean, ever since 5th edition came out, that's how we've been playing it. Like, you're
Like
able to cast...
90% sure 5th edition specifies one spell slot per turn.
Real?
Yeah.
Even as a bonus action?
Yep.
Because, like, Warlocks
What?
can cast attacks and...
What level? What level is your healing word?
A level 1.
Well, find
you
that
guys-
rule, though, before you make a ruling. I mean,
You guys haven't got into the where, I mean, none of you guys are sorcerers or anything like that, but I know that you can cast spells as bonus actions. Now, in the 5th edition, it says that you can't you can't cast, or once you cast a spell, if you have a spell that's a bonus action, 5th edition states that you cannot, it can't be above a cantrip level.
Oh, okay. Then let's retract that one.
Well, I don't. What's the point? My only problem with that is what's the point of having some of these bonus spells if they can only be a cantrip?
Because I could, for example, or use Sacred Flames in action, and then as a bonus action use Healing Word, which is I was gonna try to, as an action, lift this thing off of me and then still heal. Or she could use Bardic Inspiration and a healing spell at the same time, in the same turn.
Huh. I didn't know that. I thought that's how we always played it. Yeah.
Bardic Inspiration is just a bonus action.
That's how most people play it. There's actually more restrictions too, but I won't even get into that. Like, if something's declared as a bonus action, you actually technically can't even upgrade that to a full action.
No, you can't. It's if it's a bonus action, it's just a bonus action.
All right. As far as your guys' party, you know, if it's a bonus action for you, how we'll play, if it's a bonus action for you, you can do it. If it's a spell or whatever, I don't have a problem with you guys. I mean, she can cast a healing spell, and then as long as it's... Because Healing Word says it's a bonus action for you, correct?
Yeah.
All right. As long as it's a bonus action, I don't care. So is everybody good with that?
So does that count for count for any spell that could be a bonus action?
Yeah. So like what you were saying, if you have a spell that says it's a bonus action to cast, you can take an action. And if you cast a spell, as long as your other spell says a bonus action, I don't care. But the only... I think the only limitation for that is because that would give some people like multiple, spells to cast. So, I mean, we'll cap it at like 2nd level.
Okay. Yeah, because I was just thinking you have using a Beacon of Hope and Mass Healing Word in the same turn, because one's an action, one's a bonus action.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with it as long as we. I don't want people casting, like multiple 5th, 6th level spells and stuff like that. So as far as a bonus action, we'll just cap it at like 2nd level.
Okay, fair enough.
All right, so do your healing, and you're going to do your healing word.
Oh yeah, he only got 6 from it when I rolled.
All right, you got 6 more. All right.
And that was
So Chazrin, you feel even more healing come into you.
Yeah, baby.
All right, Usk, you're up. You are currently restrained under several thousand pounds.
Okay.
What are you going to do?
I'm gonna... Cow Beast, why you throw things on top of me? I'm gonna try to use my action to lift, or at least escape from this body.
Okay, go ahead and make a strength roll.
Could I use that Bardic Inspiration from earlier?
Yeah.
What is that now?
Alright.
Is that
So
a D8? That upgrade to D8
Oh, is it a D8?
instead of a D6? Yeah, I'm asking. Lady Cunt Punt?
Alun, by the way, your mic is a little bit low. I can. It's
Mine?
kinda weird sometimes.
No, Loon.
Mine is. Oh, is mine fucked up?
No,
No.
you're just fine.
Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I'm stoned.
You sound lovely.
So
All right, so what's your roll, Usk?
I was asking Alun, is the Bardic Inspiration a D6 or a D8?
Oh shit, I think it upgraded.
It upgraded. Hers is now a D8.
D8.
yeah,
Okay.
nice.
I'm level 5 now.
Oh, it's the same number. Good. So that's 15 total.
Okay. As you push up, you're able to get enough of the weight moved to where you can wiggle your way backwards enough to free yourself. So you're prone on the ground.
Okay. Can I use my remaining movement, if any, to try to stand back up?
Yes.
All right. I'll go ahead and do that, and as a bonus action, I'll also throw a healing word Chazrin's way.
Okay. Make your roll.
So that's going to be a...
Alun's healing word sounded all musical and stuff. Yours sounds all like gutter, like... Yeah.
He is out of breath as he was just Squished.
Soft skin. Just keep fighting, and I'll give you 6 points of health.
For the forest, for the elves.
All right, so Chazrin, from the blows that you took just moments ago from this beast, you feel that most of them have closed.
Superficial.
Yeah. And Usk, is that gonna be it for you? I mean, that's pretty much your movement.
Yeah. And I just rolled again to see if I still have concentration on that Shield of Faith, and I got a 14, so I'm good there.
All right, thank you.
So I'm still protected. Nice.
That's my turn.
All right, Chazrin, this beast is gonna continue its assault on you. It's gonna try to bite you once more.
All right.
With a 22.
That fucking hits.
Good thing we healed you.
I'm at a 20 AC right now. Shit. Still hitting me.
It is a
Okay.
big fuck off dinosaur.
That's gonna be 14 points of piercing damage.
Ah! Tearing up my finery. My clothes.
Your leather is starting to look like it's taking some wear and tear. And that's going to be its turn. Top of the round, Chazrin.
It only got one attack, huh?
Yep.
Okay. Well, I say, I'm the better hunter than you, beast. And then I just kind of wail into him with all my attacks, one after the other.
All right.
First attack roll, main hands. Natural 20!
What the fuck? You got loaded dice, motherfucker.
No, I don't.
It's
All
because
right.
you had Oozcraft and Wares.
There we go.
Fine sword to use.
That is 20 slashing damage.
Holy fuck, that's awesome.
That's my first
right.
attack. Is he dead?
So as his head is moving back from just biting you, your sword slices in, and it looks like you got an artery as your slice ends, and this torrent of blood just washes over you, and you see this creature go into like a seizing moment and then falls to the ground.
Okay. It's dead.
It is dead.
Nice.
Nice.
Getting a little bit of my breath back, I'm gonna walk myself over to Chazrin, and I'll go ahead and heal him again. I'll give you a 2nd level cure wounds.
Thank you. Well, hold on, my friend. Wait. Before you exert yourself, perhaps I could patch up myself if we have time to rest here. Maybe we can find a place to take a rest.
We could probably fill up our water now that we're here by the river. Might not be a bad idea.
And cut some of these beast ups.
Goose, can you use them for parts?
Oh yes,
I
I
mean, their
can.
skin looks pretty nice.
Oh,
I
what about-
absolutely could use them for parts.
I got a question. What about that giant crocodile? Who has the biggest fang?
He went down
The
the river.
Allosaurus? No, I chopped his head off. His head's still here. I chopped his head clean off. So I want to pull out the biggest fangs and make a necklace for everybody.
While you're doing that, I'm gonna take my short rest. Aloon, my dear, thank you for your magic as well as you.
Mine came with the back rub.
I came in handy.
All right, so Chazrin, you're gonna take a short rest right here.
Yeah, as long as the rest of the group is willing to.
Yeah,
do the same.
while they're doing some other stuff.
Yeah, while they're doing.
All right.
stuff.
All right, Usk, what did you say that you were gonna do?
Some hit die.
I'm going to spend the hour to dig through these Allosauruses and make myself a javelin out of their bodies.
Okay, and God Hunter, what was you gonna do with the crocodile?
Did he have bigger fang teeth than the Allosauruses?
No.
No. Well, I was just gonna pull out the big, huge fangs that they had, and I was gonna make a necklace for everybody in the group. A tooth necklace.
Okay.
And put blood on it. So that means we got blood of the spirit of the hunt. So we're like fucking in the hunting mode.
Okay, so you're gonna take the hour while Chazrin's resting, and you're gonna make some necklaces.
Yeah, I'm gonna do a little bit of a rest. This kind of counts as a rest, just I'm not sleeping. Yeah.
I spent 3 hit die. I got 20 hit points back on my short rest.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
stop there. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
You gotta
Let's
track
see.
those though, guys.
Hour, I could play a song of rest for you, and you can get 1 more d6 out of it for
Yeah.
nothing.
Oh,
Please
does
play
that
that
work
song
for
of
everybody?
rest. Yeah.
Everybody that can hear me. So.
Okay.
You gonna? Does that cost you a spell slot or anything, or
Oh, I don't think so.
it's just a feature?
Yeah. It's just...
It costs her one of her inspirations.
Oh no.
No.
That's okay. I'm
It's
fine with
worth
that.
it on a short rest.
I know. I'm fine with it.
Now,
the question is, do I need it? I got another 3 hit points from her song of rest.
There you go.
Okay, you guys keep in mind the time of day that it is. It's probably about an hour, maybe 2, from sunset.
Okay, was that a D6?
Oh yeah, it's a d6 for song of rest.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna use one of my hit die. Which
Yeah,
is
I
I have
did as
5
well.
of them.
Okay.
And I got the remainder of the 4 points health back.
You got 4 points.
Yeah.
Okay.
I got
How long-
14. Oops, sorry.
No, that's all right. You got 14.
Yep, I rolled 10 and 4
Okay.
out of my D12.
Oosk, how long does those temporaries last for you?
Oh snap! That was supposed to last until a long rest. I forgot to take those points off. But yeah, I only had 3, so
Okay.
I
Yeah,
was
those were
1 point down.
yeah, those were taken when you got hit.
Yeah.
I just want to apologize ahead of time. Sorry if I cut you guys off. I don't mean to be rude. I apologize because I'm a little fucked up, but
Oh,
I
good.
just apologizing because I accidentally cut people off a little bit tonight, and not meaning intentionally.
You're doing it right now while you're apologizing.
Bullshit, motherfucker.
Just don't try not talking ever.
As you guys are resting, some of the crew starting to make their way out of the forest again to come to the river to drink. They're not coming near your positions, but you can see them to the left and right of you. Usk, what are you using from the creatures to make a javelin?
I was planning on using their spines.
Okay.
Use a femur. You could break it like a wishbone. And then
Yeah, but I feel like the
two.
tailbone or like the spine might have some more pointy parts to it. Maybe their tail end.
All right. Are you using your crafting ability?
Yeah, it's the cunning artisan. As part of a short rest, you can harvest bone and hide from a slain beast, construct, dragon, monstrosity, or plant creature to make a shield, club, javelin, or 1d4 darts. And I chose the javelin.
Okay. So during this time of rest, you have made a bone javelin.
Okay.
As the hour comes to an end, you guys feel a little rested and refreshed. From your current position, you can tell that it's now about an hour till sunset. You can see the sun is low on the horizon. Looking ahead to the north, Chazrin, the object that you had spotted earlier, you can see more clearly now. It's about 300 feet away. Further to the north, it looks like some kind of small totem that's stuck in the ground.
Okay.
Also looking in that direction, you can see that the forest becomes quite thick. The trees here grow very, very tall. There's not a lot of limbs on the lower ends of the trees. It looks like that they grow very tall, and then they have their leaves bush out and limbs near the top to catch the sun. It almost looks like the trees are competing with each other for sunlight. So they grow very tall here, very wide around. There's not a lot of stuff near the bottom. As far as the forest ahead of you itself, you can see quite a bit of underbrush. Looks like it'll be a little bit of a hassle to navigate, as everything here seems to be quite large.
All right. Well, first things first. Once everybody's done preparing themselves. After an hour, I say to the party, I say, like, there's an interesting landmark over here that we may want to check out. It may give us some clues as to where we're going. This thing over here, you said it's about 20 feet away from us?
It's about 200-300 feet. You can see it at the edge of where the forest really, really starts. It's over here by where your dice are at.
Oh, okay. So I point in that direction. I say, let's go check this out.
The growth around the river is not too thick. You can tell about 400 or 500 feet to the north where the forest looks like it starts proper. You can tell that it's very thick. The landscape seems to kind of roll up and down. Mm-hmm. There's not much you can see really past 400 or 500 feet as it gets very thick.
Okay. Well, we're going to investigate that first, as long as everybody wants to.
Good. Let's go.
Oh,
that's worth anyway.
I give everybody my tooth trophy necklace to everybody.
Okay.
Princess necklace?
So as you guys are about to set out, God Hunter gives everybody a necklace that he's made. Usk had said something earlier too. Everybody drinks their fill at the river. Refill your wineskins. The water's clean, it's flowing pretty fast. You see all the other animals drinking it, and it smells okay. So you guys refill your stuff. As you start making your way to the forest, and you near this object, it does, in fact, appear to be a totem.
I appreciate the necklace, by the way, Cow Beast. It's very like my home, and the kind of gifts we'd give each other.
Aww.
Okay, we're standing in front of it. What do we see on the totem?
Don't awe me, woman.
As you near this totem, it appears to be something has definitely carved or made this. You can see that the totem is multicolored. It has more of a purple type hue to it, but there are many colors and paints like what you guys saw in the cavern, and it appears to be some kind of marker, possibly a land marker. Around the totem, you do see footprints. They're smaller than a human's, maybe a little bit bigger. Fling's footprint would look like. There's 3 toes on one foot, and you can tell that they're clawed. And you can see that these prints have moved all around this totem area, and then they seem to go off into a northerly direction from here.
Okay, so I'd like to track those.
Okay. Looking at the tracks, you can tell that some of these tracks are very old. Some of them are to where you can just halfway see them because of probably rainfall or moisture. As you begin tracking these tracks to the north, these tracks are weird. At first, they're pretty easy to follow. But as you get into the forest proper, go ahead and give me a survival check.
May I help him in the survival since I'm...
Okay.
Sure.
Because I like to... I track and stuff as well.
Okay.
So I want to assist him with this
So,
check.
just so you know, as part of Natural Explorer, if I'm already tracking something, I learn the exact number of creatures I'm tracking, the size of them, and the time since passing.
Okay.
Okay, so I'll make a survival check here. But I'm already tracking them, right? So I should get that information. It's valuable.
Remember that he's helping you, so...
Yeah, sure. It's going to be high anyway. Yeah, it's 22 to survival.
All right. The size of them, you can tell by the size of the footprint and the depth. You would guess that the size is between a halfling and a human. More than likely, you're leaning the 3.5, 4 foot tall mark from the depth and looking at the tracks. As far as numbers, that's going to be difficult to gauge because this does appear to be a path that they use frequently. So coming and going, it appears that they use the same path. So you remember back to what the Platinum One told you, that they travel from their village to the mountain shrine as a coming of age ritual.
Yeah.
So for numbers, it looks like that this area is the same area.
Is there even
that
a ballpark
used.
number? Is it like more than 3? Is it like 10? Like how many different sets of tracks? Because basically that's what it's saying, is that I can determine different sets of tracks too.
Well, there's lots of different sets, and you can tell that some of them are older, as far as over a week or two. You can tell that some of the tracks have been washed away from weather. So on the most recent tracks, it looks like there were about 12 sets.
Okay, that's fair.
Those are the most recent, and those are looking to be about a week old, and they are. You see this set coming and going. Looking towards the mountain area, it looks like there were 14 tracks, 14 separate creatures making these tracks. Coming back, going back into the forest, it looks like there's only 12 sets. Where the tracks become difficult as you're following these, it is hard to follow these with the underbrush of the area, and it's not a straight line, these tracks. They are avoiding large trees and other natural obstacles. But what you find odd is sometimes after 40 or 50 feet of these tracks, they disappear altogether. They just stop. And as this happens to you the first time, and this is what the survival roll is for, it takes you a few minutes to relocate the tracks.
Okay. Yeah.
But about 40 or 50 feet further to the north, you begin a kind of a grid-like search from side to side, and then moving forward. So it takes about 30 minutes, and it's at this time that you reacquire the tracks. And the tracks here, the initial set that you see, they look like a deeper impression from where you lost the tracks. It looks like where you see the tracks pick back up, you see that they're almost twice the impression as far as deep. And then they go back to normal. And they head.
Okay. Is there any indication why they would go twice as deep? Is the ground softer?
Nope, the ground is not as soft.
So we're traveling doing this. We've already made some distance here.
Are we all together still?
I would assume we are, yeah.
Yes.
I'm just following wherever the soft skin goes.
Now, we're fixing to do a new map, so has everybody got their stuff?
Not yet.
No, let me check.
What you make of this, you're probably going to need some more information as to why these tracks do this. It's kind of a mystery to you right now. What's happened? Recapping, you lost the tracks, but for about 40 or 50 feet, and then all of a sudden they came back. Looking around the area, you can tell the tracks came back exactly in the same line where the tracks left off.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, you're not really sure right now why they've done this. From here, you guys are just going to basically have to make the decision on what you want to do once I load this next map. The one drawback to where you guys are at now, you guys have traveled probably about a mile into the actual forest itself. You can tell that following these tracks is going to be a slower process, even with your skills, just because of the area. And as you guys look up, there's almost no sky that you can see because
So just so you know, like if you're talking about like something slowing us down because of the terrain, that doesn't happen when I'm in the party.
yeah,
Ever.
I know.
Yeah.
But as you look up, there is, as far as the terrain's passable. It's a little difficult and everything like that. These tracks are coming and going from what you've seen right now.
Okay.
So that is going to take. This ain't like a beast that's just leaving its tracks and it's going to be easy to follow. You are going to have to take your time with this. What you see that could possibly be a problem as you look up is the sky above you. It's all you see is leaves. All you see is leaves and vine works stretched out all above you. Everybody got their stuff saved?
Yeah, my stuff's set to persist.
Yep.
Oh, Jesus. That's a lot of trees.
Pretty fucking cool.
Everybody, once you get loaded, your tokens will go right here.
Okay.
Okay. So going across the table long ways would be north?
Yes, that is the current direction that you are traveling.
Softskin, I kind of get the impression that whatever tracks that we're following, they look a little bit lost. And I feel like between the both of us, we'll probably be able to find our way better than any of these tracks would do us.
Well, I think it's interesting to follow them. We don't know. Maybe we'll find something we're not expecting to find out here.
Chazrin,
Yeah.
are you a strong climber?
Am I a what?
Are you a strong climber?
I can manipulate the terrain pretty well. It depends on the dungeon master if he lets me use my acrobatics to climb.
Is that your god?
Oh, no.
My god, the dungeon master. Yeah.
As darkness starts to fall completely around you, you notice another totem hidden in some bushes in front of you. This one is about maybe a mile or two from the river from the last one that you had seen, and you notice the same types of tracks around them. The darkness around you is becoming complete and total, as there is not a lot of starlight or moonlight above you. Since you have left the river, one thing that has become a great annoyance is the small insect wildlife. They have been a constant harassment to you since you've left the river. Two of you have spent time in an actual jungle, and they were an annoyance there as well. Here, some of these creatures are large enough that you have actually swung your sword at, or your great sword at, a couple of times, and have actually cut these creatures in half. That's how large that they are. You can feel when they bite into you, they're actually leaving pretty good sized whelps or wounds wherever your skin is not covered by armor. They're easily piercing your clothing. They have been a constant harassment and headache since you guys have left, and now that the sun has gone down, it's like the air is just completely filled with them. You can hear the buzzing sounds around you, and you're almost becoming exhausted just swinging your arms trying to keep these things off of you.
As I notice they grow darker, can I go ahead and cast light on my shield to give us
Sure.
Sure, let's attract more bugs. Alright, guys, I can't do this. Can we make camp here? I know a trick, and we could keep them all out once we kill everything in there.
Oh, Loon, what's wrong? Why can't you keep up?
It's just, I'm not a bug person. I'm used to
Well,
cities.
if you sleep here, the bugs
Loon,
are going to
you can
get you even more.
You can feel these things crawling in your hair. They're getting larger as the darkness progresses.
What
So-
if the hatchling can't come?
Would I be the one most bothered? I bet I would. No, come on, listen, I learned a cool new trick. We could camp and we could be nice and safe and hidden from things. And it's dark anyway, and you can't find the tracks well right now.
I can find anything at any time of day. It says it right here.
Yeah, for those of you who have dark vision, you can still see 60 feet around you as far as in black and white.
Except for when there's fog up ahead.
Yeah.
I'm okay with this idea of making camp. If you, what is this trick that you have?
Well, I mean, I learned about it a long time ago in a book. It's something called Tiny Hut, and I was just never strong enough to do it before. But I've been doing so much magic with you guys that I'm pretty sure I could pull it off now.
Oh no, you're gonna set the forest on fire trying to cast some spell you've never practiced, aren't you?
At least that'd give us light.
But it'd get rid of the bugs, too.
Yeah. Double win.
I guess it's worth a try. Do we need a rest right now?
I mean, I'd rather be able to see.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And if we have to travel another 60 miles north, I'd rather be hidden from the wildlife for a while. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and we're all huddled up together, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and cast Leomun's tiny hut around us.
Okay.
Just, guys, don't go far. You only have about 20 feet in here. But nothing can get in.
Ah, very well, very well.
It's actually a 10-foot radius.
Yes, that's 20-foot diameter, right?
Yes.
All right, 10-foot radius sphere. We're cuddled up now.
I don't think I want to be this close to the cow beast. You're fine.
Can we make a fire in here and cook some of this lizard meat?
You could make a fire in there.
There's no oxygen in here for cooking.
Yeah, there is.
Oh.
Magical, yeah. It has
It's
a
magical oxygen?
It has a magical a flu.
Everybody get high.
I'm not suffocating, so I think it's fine.
Yeah, you think that you could build a fire in here.
God.
Also, you guys can see to the outside of this. So
Opaque dark blue to the outside world, if that's okay.
okay.
Yeah.
So as you step inside this hut, Aloon, go ahead and describe the interior of your hut.
Pretty shitty hut. You got 4 bedrolls and that's all you got. I've never cast this spell before. You got bedrolls and your campfire and that's all there is.
Okay. So as you guys step in here, you see 4 bedrolls and a simple campfire in the middle. Looking out, you notice that the walls are opaque and you can see to the outside. For those of you who have dark vision, you can see the night has come alive in the forest around you. You can see creatures from tiny size all the way to large moving about in the forest. The sounds have also kind of doubled in intensity. You can also see the air is filled with flying insects. And as you have come into this hut, you've been walking and you've had your minds busy. For the first time, you can feel that your bodies have suffered, since leaving the river just from the insects alone. Looking forward, it's kind of disheartening to realize that on the rest of your trip, this is going to have to be a constant thing that you have to deal with. So what's your guys' plan of action in here?
I didn't say it before, probably because I forgot, but I was going to carve off some of that meat from the dead
Allosaurus?
Allosauruses. Actually, it was crocodile originally, but he floated downstream. But the Allosauruses, I was going to cut some of their prime good cuts of the meat off and and
All right.
bring it with us to cook.
I'll let you do it this time, but from now on, if you don't say it,
Yeah, I know.
you don't do it.
Okay.
While you were cutting the meat off, you noticed, you guys inflicted some large wounds on these creatures, but on their backs. And Usk, you also noticed this while carving some of the spine out.
Mm-hmm.
You noticed these beasts were, their color was a cross between like a tan and a red, as far as the creatures and their natural color. You guys noticed a orange coating on their backs and their sides. This stuff appeared to be like a powder that had dried to their skin. You could run your fingers over this stuff, and you could tell that it had kind of been on these creatures. It looked like quite a while because it wasn't coming off. Just a very light coating got onto your fingers. You got Hunter. You got about 15 pounds of meat.
Okay.
Off of the creatures.
I cook it all. I say, let's feast tonight and regain our strength for the upcoming further battles that might take place. We have no idea what awaits us in this savage land. I'm used to such things. We got to be about our wits at every second and turn, and not underestimate our surroundings. Even the plants could be deadly and eat you.
Okay, so you kind of give the group a little spiel about, because this place does remind you of Chult. There are subtle differences.
Is this a jungle-like Chult, or is
all that the creatures are reminding you of Chult. This is an actual forest, and as far as size, the stuff here is larger in size as far as the plant life, the trees. And there's not as much undergrowth as there is in Chult. You guys are having a pretty clear pathway. There are large bushes and vines that are along the ground, but it's more of a forest-type terrain.
At least it's not on top of a mountain anymore.
I'm kind of skeeved out by that orange powder. I'm going to eat one of my days of rations instead. I don't want to eat any tainted meat today until I'm more desperate.
I start going to town on this dinosaur meat.
Yeah, I'm gonna eat like 5 pounds myself.
I just have a little bit, like less than a fistful of meat, and I.
Like a woman. Oh my god.
No, that's all I need.
God Hunter has done a good job. Cooking it. The meat it has an unfamiliar twang or flavor to it, but it's not bad. Alun, check your notepad.
I tell Chazrin, oh my dear friend, Elf, that's why you're so frail as you are. You might be dexterous in a great battle, but you need to beef up.
Oh my God, how can you even eat that?
No, thank you. I feel it's better to eat light and then stay healthier. I stay more swift and agile this way.
That's how you keep your skin too soft. You need to harden up. You need some more meat.
Oh, I don't think that would be wise for me, my scaly companion.
Oh, just stay soft. You're so soft.
Yeah. See, the ladies like it.
Son.
The ladies enjoy it. Right away.
Check it again, Alun.
Wait, what? Oh, that's, yeah. This time. Oh, good.
Yeah, I make sure there's none of the meat wasted, because meat cooked and you leave out spoil and bugs and land maggots and shit. I don't leave nothing. We finish it all.
What? So why now?
What? Are you feeling all right?
And we're good, yeah.
You said something about leaving wine out.
What? What is she talking about?
I don't know. I go over.
What is this rambling?
So, what? No, son, come on.
Can I make a medicine check to see if she's all right?
What are you checking for?
Uh, she seems delirious, possibly. Maybe something stung her that she's got something in her.
No, what? Stop.
All right. Make your medicine check.
That will be a 11.
All right. As you're looking at her, her face does not appear to be. She looks like a person that's incoherent. As you're looking at her eyes, you can see that her pupils are very dilated, and her brow has begun to sweat a little bit, and her mouth is like constantly open, and you almost see a little drool coming out of it. But she's standing up right in front of you, and she's just watching you as you're looking at her.
Yeah, she doesn't look okay. Too bad that the only one of us that actually knows lesser restoration is the one who's out of it. Maybe just give her some water. Let her lie down? I'm not sure. What do you guys think?
There's no telling.
Whatever you think's best, Doctor.
Yeah.
Fearun, did we lose you from tabletop?
Crash.
Oh gosh, he died.
Do I notice anything like from my experience in battle or being out in the wilderness? I mean, would I be able to assist? I'm asking, would I be able to notice anything? Would be able to assist with a medicine check, even though I really don't know much about medicine.
Please don't.
All that you notice is she doesn't appear to be talking.
I take my canteen and I pour it down her throat.
What the fuck?
All right, you take your how much are you going to give her?
Enough, but not to drown her.
Oh, okay. You can hear her drink some of the fluid, and as you're starting to pour it down her, you can hear her start to kind of choke a little bit.
Hey,
okay, I stop and pull it away.
Look, I have something that might help, and I pull out the potion of vitality that I had from way back when.
Okay.
And I offer for her to drink it. Like, here, I believe this might cure you of anything that might be afflicting you. Shut up and drink it.
As you say that, she just stares at you and mumbles incoherent.
All right, I guess we're doing it this way. All right, I take one hand and just basically.
You might have to give it to her anally.
And I
if
just
she won't drink it.
Give her up her butt.
I just pop open the top, shove it in her mouth, and tilt her head back.
Okay.
Are we grabbed?
As you give her this, you can see that some of the whelps, on some of her exposed skin that you can see, you can see the whelps become less red, and she appears to have no other wounds on her. But as you talk to her, she continues to.
So this the potion of vitality, not the potion of healing, right?
Correct.
Okay. So
that cures disease and poisons and.
Yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
What? And I look at Usk and I say, Lizard Man, what type of potion is that? What's that?
Well, I was saving it for when we might need it, but apparently it's not good enough. I'm sure she'll be fine in a bit. How about we all just sleep on it? We'll wait until morning. I'll change my. I'll talk to Gond, see what I can do.
Does
and
her
maybe help
tongue look
anyone out.
swollen?
Her tongue doesn't look swollen, but there is more froth now.
Oh,
It's this white frothy material
God
that
damn
seems
it,
to be
she's rabid.
to be gathering at the edge of.
Jesus.
God, she contained rabies or something from somewhere.
I got nothing. Yeah.
So we don't
I'll
have
cast
any
it.
idea what happened to her, really, right? Like, she just looks ill.
She's standing in front of you. Usk has looked at her.
And that potion. Oh, sorry.
He's looked her as far as at her face, her eyes, given her a potion of vitality, which cures, diseases, and restores hit points. And she is still, just standing there. Her eyes are becoming more drooped.
Does it just cure diseases, or what about poison or sickness?
Yeah, it cures poisons. Although
Cures poison and disease, I think, right?
yeah,
Okay, but not sickness. Okay.
that I may be able to do, but I don't have it prepared right now. I'll have to talk to Gon to maybe to allow her to
But
grant.
damn it, we just can't let her die on this. We need her.
Well, I mean, if she dies, I might be able to do something for that as well.
I say, how? Well, I've never been in this fair, but I talk to Chazrin and say, when we get a moment, we should go out in the wilderness, and I should help you scavenge for maybe some type of antidote or balm to maybe cure her. I know you're quite proficient with such things. You've helped me a few times of curing my wounds that I've got contaminated and stuff.
I'm gonna go ahead and cast Identify on her to see if there's any spells affecting her, maybe.
All right. As you finish the spell, you detect no spells that are affecting her.
God damn it. All right, detect magic then. Is there any magic besides the Liam's tiny hut that I sense?
There is not. No,
If we
there's.
leave this tiny hut, can we come back in?
I think so, yeah. I've never seen this magic before, though.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Chazrin, did you hear what I told you?
Oh, what was that?
I was gonna see if you wanted to go out in the wilderness with me and see if I can't help you, like some type of plants or herbs, to maybe make a balm or something to.
What are her symptoms?
She appears to be talking incoherently. Her Usk informs you that he had looked at her pupils, and her pupils were dilated. And there's this white froth that's gathered at the edges of her mouth.
It's probably poison. Yes.
Did we ever? Did she eat her ration from her bag?
Oh.
Now, Usk did give her a potion of vitality, which cures poisons, disease, and restores hit points and gives her max hit dice recovery for the next 24 hours.
And that didn't help her.
But not sickness. And does food poisoning count as sickness?
It's probably disease. No, there's only a couple of things: poison, disease. That's it, really. That could be. So this is something a little bit more involved, apparently.
Okay.
Maybe it's just simple dehydration, or.
That's why I hammered my water down her throat.
Yeah.
I'll be back.
Yeah, I got nothing. There's no spells afflicting her. It's not a poison. It's not a disease.
I think I'll leave the hut for a moment and see if I can forage for some medicinal herbs. Let me do a survival check on that. But I'll find twice as much if I find anything.
Okay. Go ahead and step outside.
All right, I do.
Okay, go ahead and make your survival check.
Okay, as soon as I find my dice. Oh, they didn't get saved. Thought I mark them. Maybe 1 second.
Does that help?
Yeah, I just didn't save them here. Let's find dice.
You guys know it's dark, like pitch dark.
Oh, sleep. Oh, sleep.
You can hear as you step out. You can hear heavy footfalls in the distance. It sounds some distance away.
I try to move silently.
Okay. You recall the steps that the creatures that you fought at the river. You know, you remember the steps that they made and how loud they were, and you know, especially since they were charging in. These footsteps sound even at, you can tell that they're at a distance, but they sound 2 to 3 times as more vibrant.
So they're much larger, probably.
Much larger, and you can hear the bass of them, just like boom, boom.
So survival check, right?
Okay.
I only got a 9.
Okay. And stealth.
Let me roll that.
You're moving silently around the area.
Yeah, trying to keep quiet as I do this.
Okay.
That is a non-natural 20.
All right. So, you know, it's dark out here. You can see several creatures moving around. Some of them are the size of the 4-legged thunder lizards. You haven't seen any more of the type that attacked you. And the sound that you hear, the bass footsteps, you know, they sound a little bit further away. Looking around, you start looking at some of the vegetation, you know, around where you guys have set camp. You find some plants and some mushrooms around the base of the tree. All of the things that you find are completely alien to you. You've never seen any of this stuff in your travels, so you're not really sure what kind of properties any of this would have.
Okay. Well, if I'm not sure what kind of properties they have, can I make a nature check now that I found them, and see if I can determine that?
Sure.
Okay. Let me see how good I do on that roll. Let's see. Not good. It's a 3. So I guess I really can't figure out what the fuck I'm looking at.
You can see some of the animals in the area ants that you'd have found. So the only thing that you can gather you don't know if it would be poisonous to you, but it doesn't appear to be poisonous to the animals.
Okay.
While Chazrin's out, you know, he's been gone for just a couple of minutes looking in the area. Uska and Godhunter, you see Alun. You see her kind of stumble over to her bedroll and just lay down, and that's the last voice or sound that you hear her make. You can hear her breathing, and you can hear it. It sounds very slow, and it almost sounds like she's now struggling to take breath.
Well, I guess we'll know if she's dead in the morning. And I'm just gonna I'll sit over on the side by my bedroll, but just keep an eye out as I short rest. I mean, as I long rest myself.
Okay. Chazrin, I mean, you can stay out as long as you want, but in the immediate area, you know, going out a little bit further from the camp, being able to, you know, pretty good with the directions that you're going and knowing where your camp is at, you find nothing in the area that you believe would be a help in this situation.
Yeah, I come back to the hut. I say I came up empty-handed. There's nothing.
As you come back, you see Alun now laying on her cot, making no sound. You can see that her skin has become a little bit more pale in the firelight that's in the hut, and you can see that it almost looks as if she's struggling to breathe.
While she's going through this convulsion out of character, is she able to maintain her human form, or does she revert back into that witch lady look?
We'll see.
That would be an interesting way to figure out, like, she's not human.
and it's possible that that's going to occur. You'll just have to see.
Can I switch out 2 of my spells real quick?
Sure.
Over the course of this long rest.
Yep.
I'm gonna take away Mass Healing Word and replace it with Revivify, and I'm gonna take away I'll say Detect Magic and replace it with Lesser Restoration.
Okay. Jasmine got Hunter. Usk has gone off to the side of the hut to begin his meditations, and has sat down and closed his eyes. What do you guys wish to do?
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Can y'all hear me? Hello?
I can hear you guys.
Yeah,
Okay.
he was asking you.
Okay, Jasmine and God Hunter, what do you guys want to do? Has gone off into his meditations.
Usk is meditating?
Yeah.
I didn't know he meditated.
Well, he's
Yeah,
doing a
my
little.
prayers to God to
Yeah.
change little things.
I really don't know what to do with the loon right now because everything we've tried has told us nothing. I can't think of anything else. I mean, I did what I could do. I'm no healer. Well, I do have a +4 to medicine. Maybe I'll make a medicine check and see if I can figure out what's wrong with her.
Okay.
That's what I'm gonna try.
Oh, I'm also gonna put the +1 on my armor again
Fuck.
over the long rest.
It's a 6 medicine. Fuck. She's gonna die. Oh well.
All right. How are you trying to figure out what's wrong with her?
Just a general medicine check, just inspecting her and see if I understand what the symptoms amount to, like a doctor would, I suppose.
Okay.
But I got
Hello?
a 6. I got a 6, so I probably don't know what's going on. So.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
All right, I'm gonna assist with that roll check. An important phone call I had to take. I'm gonna assist him with his roll.
Okay. He's already
Medicine
rolled.
or nature.
So go ahead and make yours.
Okay. Let's see. I think I only have. Is this nature or medicine?
Medicine.
I think I have a +1 to that. Oh, 18. 18 plus 1 is 19.
Okay. Chazrin, as you and God Hunter leap down, Chazrin, you're focused on her face. Her eyes are closed, and you can tell that this white froth is starting to drip out of her mouth a little more profusely. God Hunter, how are you going to go about? I mean, I know you're making a check, but tell me what you're trying to do.
I grab her and I shake her. Say, what the fuck's the matter with you, woman? Come to your senses.
All right.
Come back to the spirit. Come back to the living realm.
Yeah, your bedside manner may need a little work.
Yeah.
This is me being compassionate.
Yeah, I know. All right, you grab her and kind of pull her into a sitting position, and you shake her. And while you're doing this, Chasm's having a hard time, looking at her head. But as you do this, you notice this brackish fluid, a couple of drops of it coming out from underneath her studded leather, and you see this around the abdominal area.
I strip her armor off. I just rip it off. I don't care if she's naked or whatnot. It does not bother my eyes.
Okay. You
strip her from her loins or cloths or whatever.
God, Hunter, what are you doing to her?
Hey, Chazrin, you're watching this.
Saving her.
As God Hunter just starts stripping her studded leather and pulling it off, above her head, and underneath, she has a
is she
tunic
running
on.
A fever? Like, is she hot? Like,
she doesn't so much feel hot to the touch. As he gets the studded leather, off the top of her, you can see her tunic. What color is your tunic, Loon?
it's black.
Okay. You grab her, and you kind of pull her into a sitting position, and you see this around the abdominal area. And you see this around the abdominal area.
Fuck, make it green. It's a green tunic.
All right. You see this green tunic. It has about a 2 or 3 inch stain, and there appears to be some kind of fluid leaking through around the abdominal area.
Is that her belly?
Yes.
I strip her from her undergarments
All right.
to expose it. I'm like, look, she's leaking.
And Chazrin, as he takes the armor off and points this out to you, you can now see a large stain around her abdominal area. And Godhunter just continues right on and strips her shirt off. And just above her navel, about 2 inches, you can see this large black massy creature. Looks like a large leech that's just attached to her.
Oh god, she's
What
got
the
a parasite. Yeah.
And you can see the skin around it. It's almost like you can see these black veins that are stretching out from her skin. But you also notice that her abdominal area or her belly area, it is turned this unnaturally white color. And looking at her upper body now that her shirt is off, her armor's off, you notice that her body is an albino type color.
Compared to the rest of her flesh?
Yes.
Does she have an STD?
What the fuck?
I ripped the parasite off of
Hang
her.
on.
And
What kind of STDs exist in Shulk?
I don't know. I'm just
We don't
saying.
even know her
you
in
know,
Shulk, but
how would this creature get by her coochie area? I've never seen such a thing.
Loon, check your notepad.
alright, so we can see the parasite sticking out of her.
It's not sticking out of her. It's
It's what? It's what?
it's on top. It's on top of her flesh. You can tell that it looks
Alright,
like.
then I take my blade and I like, you know, get it under there and cut it off of her.
What if we were to burn it off her?
Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah.
slap the fuck out of whoever's touching me. Who is touching me currently?
As
all
you
are.
come.
We're the only doctors you got. Shut up.
You know, I'm grappling the fuck out of you.
No, what are you doing?
You can't report us. We're in the middle of a jungle. There's no HR department.
I can. Can we burn it off like a tick? Or what if we pull it off and its head stuck?
As she starts to struggle, Chazrin, you're doing. You said what with the knife?
I'm taking my blade, or if I have a knife or something. I think I have a pocket knife. I use it to cut this parasite off and remove it from her.
I hold
Okay.
her
As
down
long
and
as it looks
restrain
like I can do it. Like, does it look like that's something I can do? Attempt?
Yeah.
Okay, I attempt that.
All right. Godhunter kind of forces her down on her back, and
Hold her
her
down,
eyes,
Godhunter.
her eyes have snapped open now, and she's screaming incoherently as you
That's we can
dagger.
hear, yeah.
and run it under this creature, kind of sawing back and forth. You can see a little bit of blood now flowing freely, and it takes you a couple of seconds. This is a pretty large parasite as far as the leech. It's almost
How big?
7-8 inches, long, and you work your blade under this
Jesus
thing.
fucking Christ.
And as you pop it off, you can see where all these little suckers were attached to, looks like her skin. But her skin remains a milky white albino complexion, from her waistline up. And as you pop this thing off, it seems like that she's slowly beginning to speak a little normal again.
Man, I'm gonna check my balls, make sure I don't got none of those.
Do we got a fire? Do we have a fire going in the hut? Since it's a hut, it's opaque. You can't see through it. I toss this fucking thing in the fire.
What are you doing?
I take it and toss it and burn it.
As you toss it in the fire, you can hear this loud popping and sizzling sound, and you see this almost like black blood that it had that you assume is Elun's and maybe the creatures. It just begins to like flow out of this creature, and it starts to wither, from 7 inches down, and then finally into nothing, within the fire. It just sucks all the liquid out of it. Elun's screaming, what are you doing? What are you? And as you turn back to look at her, I mean, she's naked from the waist up, and you see that her, from the time that your eyes were on the fire, and then as they came back to her, you can see that her skin tone has returned to match the rest of her body. Elun, you're now more coherent. You're still slurring a little bit, but
okay, I'm gonna snatch my tunic up from the floor. What are you even doing? Why? What? I'm just gonna shove my shirt on.
Actually, I ripped all your loin cloths off. Like I just ripped them plumb off your flesh.
So you're
destroyed.
Your armor is okay. I mean, he lifted that off of, but your tunic is shredded.
Son of a bitch. All right.
So I guess you're using little
left of my tunic. What the hell are you doing?
I'm trying to meditate.
You had some type of parasitic STD. I never seen such a sort. Yeah, I don't know. Lucky you didn't pee in the water.
I don't have any STDs.
I point down by her crotch area, and I'm like, look, see, someone was sucking on you and bit you, and
I thought it was on my
it made you goofy.
All right. I'm going to go around the hut, and I am going to collect whatever's salvageable from my attire. Pull my armor back on.
Okay.
And I'm going to go sit by Oos, because he's the only one that wasn't holding my naked ass down.
I really don't have much clothes or no armor, but I do have some clothes. I give her some. That way, they'd be oversized and way too big, but she could like sew it and make it fit.
I have an outfit in my bag. It's fine.
All right.
But I'm going to go sit with the non-rapey guy that didn't rip my clothes off and tell me I had an STD.
Elun, are you okay?
What were you doing? I was sleeping, and now why are all my clothes off? And he's shaking.
You were spasming, and we had to do something. None of us could figure out what was wrong with you until God Hunter removed your clothes, and then we found a giant parasite that was on you, and I had to cut it off and throw it in the fire. You were frothing at the mouth. No, you were frothing at the mouth. You were unconscious basically, or semi-conscious the whole time. That's probably why you don't understand what we were doing. We were trying to save your life. We tried casting spells on you. I tried finding medicine in the forest. None of it worked until we found the problem, which was this parasite, and we destroyed it.
I didn't even get hurt today.
It must have gotten on you probably when you were crossing the river. Who knows? And it
probably
finally...
some kind of coochie bug.
No, God Hunter. That's not
I have no idea.
Yeah, you don't know.
That's not what they call them? Oh, okay.
And I just kind of open up one eye as I'm meditating, looking over at Elun.
You can see that Elun is now awake, holding some tattered clothing around her as she's gathering up her armor.
Hatchling, you should probably be more careful. Don't worry, I'll make you some more clothes in the morning. Get some rest. And I just close my eye and go back to meditating on my spells, which I'm now going to change again after seeing that she's okay.
Oh my god.
All right, let's see.
Fine. Do I have any evidence on me? Do I still have the marks on my stomach?
Yeah, when you look down at your stomach, you can see like 50 or 60 little tiny sucker marks. in about a 7-inch area on your stomach area.
Okay.
And the skin is very discolored there. Looks like something was attached. And now you can feel a soreness there and a soreness in your limbs.
Well, soreness is probably because I was shaking like an Etch-a-Sketch.
You recall?
Make an
you
insight
recall?
check to see if I'm lying to you. I told you the truth.
Now, if I see the injury, I'm gonna believe it. I'm just gonna mumble a sorry, and I'm gonna crawl into bed and try to sleep it off.
Well, you know, one thing about me, I might be barbaric and savage, but I would never savage a woman. And you know, and I think I made it clear that. But I'm also honor bound too. So if I did something, it was totally to save your life. You know, it was not
I've
like
been with you for weeks, long enough to trust you overall.
yeah. Well, but you should know by now I'm very honor bound, in my savage ways and stuff like that. And you've seen me at taverns where women hit on me and I just kind of ignored them and shoot them away, you know, and stuff like that. So, you know, like I'm kind of like in what I forgot the name of it, but like sabbatical, you know, and I think I might have told you about the story about my wife and family and some of my tribe, how they perished.
Well, I mean, if I'm not feeling any weird soreness and I see an injury on my stomach, I will believe you. I've been with you for weeks.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to be a sulky little brat and go to bed and sleep it off.
Yeah, okay.
That's how I roll.
I might take my cloak and put it over you and be like, sleep well, little young one. You need much strength to regain.
Alright. That's me. I'm going to bed. I don't like that noise.
All right, so you're going to sleep?
Yeah.
I am sleeping.
All right, so I've never seen the sort of shit like that happen. I've never seen a parasitic thing like that before. That's something new to me. Like, you know, I don't think we got them. But I'm going to check my balls. I'm going to lift up my loincloth and be like, hey, say, hey, Jasmine, you see I got my balls?
Oh, God, Hunter. No. Please hide them.
You don't see any strange parasitic insects on my balls, do you?
No.
Oh no, we're gonna have to do tick checks on you.
If you keep wagging around, I'll use my knife on them, though.
Chazrin, as he flicks up his loincloth, I mean, you don't see any more leeches, but you can see that God Hunter has more skin exposed than most. And you can see these large red whelps around his sack area and on his legs.
What?
Looks like the insects are eating him up pretty good.
Oh man! Fuck! Can you make me some lotion?
Perhaps, but I'm not going to put it on for you.
Okay. Your hands are much smoother than mine.
Too bad. That's too bad.
You got the hands of a fine, soft woman. You should put them on for me.
How about I have Oos put the lotion on with his tongue?
No.
I'm meditating. Leave me alone.
You just whip me up some lotion potion, and I'll rub it on myself. Man, I don't want these bugs picking at my pecker.
All right, we're gonna take a quick break here. Everybody,
okay. Yeah.
Do what you got to do, and we'll see you back in 5.
Okay.
All right.
I need to buy a new shirt when we go to town now.
I know.
Alright, so when we get back from this break, let's get the fuck out of this forest and go fight something again.
Yeah, we need to keep going north.
We gotta go 60 miles north and 15 west.
We've gone 2 miles north so far.
I want to kill some shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Implement some tick checks, everybody.
I'll be right back.
Okay.
Dibs on not checking on the cow.
Someone got to rub this lotion, because I don't think I could reach down there that fucking far, and, you know, because I'm just too big and bulky.
Look, if you can reach down there to throw your balls up on a table, you can reach down there to put lotion on. I'm sorry.
Nope. You're bros. You gotta take care of each other.
I'll take care of the problem. I'll castrate his ass, if need be, just to settle him down a little bit. Then he'll become a eunuch, and supposedly, if that happens, he'll get even stronger. So it might be to our advantage as a party to see this happen. Besides, he's sworn off women. He doesn't need them. What does he need his balls for? He's a bull.
Testosterone production? He'll be a steer then.
Well, whatever.
That's something I learned about farming when I moved here. Fuck.
So, all right, we've been tracking these. I've been tracking the tracks, and we ended up here. I think it's probably taken us the right way.
Well, I mean, either follow the tracks, or maybe we can go west 15 miles, and the path will be clearer to go north that way.
Well, we might lose the tracks, and then we might actually not find the destination. I think we should I should keep tracking them, because it seems to be producing some type of result. Besides, the tracks I might be tracking may not even be the quarry, so we might find something else really cool out here. This is out of character speaking, you know, like, I don't want to just go straight to the things. I want to find stuff to hunt and kill and get into more adventures.
I mean, character-wise, I think I'd be freaking out about how we abandoned everybody at Waterdeep and they're expecting us.
Well, we're kind of stuck here. We don't have much choice.
I gotta think of a way
Besides,
to
if these creatures... It's most likely the creatures we're looking for anyway.
Yeah.
I think it's going to lead us to what we're looking for. I'm not sure exactly what Trey's trying to do, and he's confusing me about the tracks disappear, and then you find them again, and But, I don't know. It seems weird. Usually, if I do a survival check, I'm just like, okay, you track them, and you find it. Like, you know what I mean? It's like...
Think like your prey. What are they doing to make their tracks disappear? Are they climbing up in the trees and jumping down?
Well, yeah, I mean, I could draw those conclusions, but he's kind of supposed to give me some of that information. I don't know.
Eh. It'll be fine. We'll figure it out. Let's see.
Alright, I'm back.
Okay.
I'm not sure how this works.
How what works?
Next level, I can get 2 spells from any fucking class I want for magical secrets.
Yeah, it's pretty great.
I know, but does that replace, like, the number of spells I'm allowed to know currently?
No.
Nope, you just get any 2 spells you want.
Yeah, it's extra, actually. It becomes more spells known. Yeah, that's a feature of your subclass, so...
I didn't know if I had to replace something with them or not. Oh, that's sexy. I like it a lot.
Yeah, that's a fantastic thing about being your College of Lore. Is that what it is?
Yeah, College of War.
Yeah, it's a fantastic ability.
Take some of this. I'll take some of that. Some Eldritch Blast, some Fireball, because you could revive people. I might take it in case you die. Not that I expect to die.
Like how you're the only one with lesser restoration.
And then I get hurt. Like, fuck.
I was like, oh well, our other healer is down.
Okay, so I don't feel so bad for having 2 people with healing focus shit anymore.
No, it's been working out so good so far.
Yeah.
I'm kind of tempted to pick up their Revivify, whatever the fuck. And then just one of us has to have the diamond on us. Because we could grave rob the other one if they die. What are you going to do? Stop me? I want my cantrip.
I'm back and ready whenever you guys are.
All right.
I don't think Vince
Okay.
is...
Yeah, I think Vince is still away.
That's fine.
Yeah, we're just talking about grave robbing each other. It's nothing too exciting.
So could I make the clothing at
What?
during this long rest? Like maybe like the last hour of it, or like an hour going into the morning.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Well, what supplies do you have to make clothes?
I was gonna use the javelin as a base item, and then just surround it with gold coins.
I'm
Oh,
back. Can you guys hear me?
Yep.
How's it going?
I'm not being too inappropriate for you guys tonight, am I?
I'm
No, you're
very
fine.
offended.
Good,
I'm
man.
very
Mike
offended.
knows how inappropriate I can be at times.
you're fine.
Especially like when I get goofy and I have my meds, it can be very inappropriate. Yeah. And I don't take a nap, yeah.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
All right. So as the night wears on, Alun has gone to bed. Usk is meditating off in his own little corner. Chaz and God Hunter, what do you guys want to do?
Trezin's gonna make me some ball bomb to rub on my shit.
Now we gotta
So,
sleep.
yeah.
You're gonna have to deal with that on your own. I tell you, we'll have to just figure that out later. Get some rest. I'll do my watch and we'll meditate. Let's get this long rest over with. I'm tired
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah,
Let's
we are
get
gonna
this
do
done. I want to get back on the road. So we do our long rest routine. The watches go by, blah blah blah, and
Okay. Chazrin, you're on the first one. As everybody else has finally gone to sleep, you can still hear the sound of those heavy footfalls outside. Being that this hut that you're in is translucent, you see several creatures roam by during the night. As your watch comes to the end, you wait the next one. At the end of 8 hours, Alun, you feel the magic of the hut will soon dissipate within the next 5 to 10 minutes.
cool.
All right.
The end of the 8 hour period is up. Outside, you can see that it is still dark. Sunrise has not come yet.
Okay. I'll just keep watch until everyone's had their full rest.
Actually, in the dome, I don't think we need to have watches, do we?
Not
That's up to you. That's up to you guys.
Yeah,
I mean,
we should still stand
select
watch. You should still, because you don't know.
If you
what's-
guys-
I want to watch
Yeah.
because I want to make sure there's not something going to come and crush us, like a giant thunder lizard, for
Oh,
example.
it could do that? Oh, okay.
I mean, they can't see into this thing, but I don't think it's like a force field where.
They can't pass.
Yeah, you guys would have to talk to Alun if you want, to know more about the spell. She's the one that's casting it.
That was a fantastic question to ask, though.
Yeah.
Well,
Is it like that?
they cannot pass through it. It will stop them and
Yeah.
spell weather effects from going through. They can't see through it, but they can notice something's weird there. Like, why is there a blue bubble here? And wait,
Okay.
something see us in, like, see that dome and be like, what the hell is this? And then go get something else.
So you tell us that we cannot be attacked while we're in here? By any means?
We're pretty safe.
100% safe? Wow.
So far as
This is remarkable magic. I've never seen such a...
So within the next couple of minutes, Saloon she wakes everyone. Everyone has had their full rest. God Hunter, your exhaustion is gone. And Alun tells you that the spell is about to fade. As the spell fades, it is still dark outside as morning is not quite here yet.
are there still a fuck ton of bugs?
Oh, yes.
Can I cast prestidigitation to try to get a peppermint smell around me?
You can try.
I would like to try that.
Okay.
At least real life bugs hate it.
You cast your cantrip, and it has no noticeable effect. You still all find yourselves slapping at yourselves as these, and you can hear the constant buzzing. And like I said earlier, some of these creatures are actually big enough to actually hit or cut down, and some of them are small. They're coming in a wide variety of sizes, but the dome has disappeared. Your decisions, y'all's, whatever you want to do. You guys did camp next to one of the totems. It's no different from the totem that you had seen earlier. Chazrin, as far as you notice, same types of tracks around them, mixed in with animal tracks.
Okay.
But you can definitely see the same type of tracks that you had seen at the first totem.
I say we follow the tracks.
Before we go, I need to do something. You make breakfast, do whatever you may do. I'd start sitting down and start putting some stuff on the ground and start doing my magic to it.
Okay. Who's got the green light up right now?
Not me.
That you guys are all centered in. Does somebody have? Does somebody? Yeah.
I don't have light up. No.
Dusk.
Usk does.
Yeah, it's got to be you. Who's get moved with you?
I didn't put it on there, but I currently. Sorry. There we go.
Okay, you guys still find yourselves in darkness. For those of you who can see in the dark, you know your vision's limited to about 60 feet. You can make out the trees and the foliage around you. Usk, how long is it going to take you to do it?
About an hour. So I kind of explained it'd probably be better if we leave when it'll be easier to see anyway. I don't want to be a beacon in the night.
Okay, so you sit down and start crafting something?
Yeah, it'll take about an hour.
All right. As the end of the hour starts to end, all of you, you're looking out into the dark forest around you. Loon, unfortunately, you can't see. You can barely see the group that's next to you. There's just very little light that's coming into this area. You can all hear as the night sounds are starting to wind down. Chazrin and God Hunter, in the distance, you can see some deer moving by, some larger elk. You've even seen some four-legged saurian type creatures wander by. They really haven't paid you any heed. As it nears the hour, the end of the hour, it does begin to lighten up just from the ambient light. But this is still it's still very dark under this canopy. There's just not a lot of light coming through. Usk, you have finished. What did you craft?
So it's basically a green tunic pant combo with like these long leather boots and leather gloves. with these metal clasps that kind of look like the bones from the Allosaurus that inlay into this kind of like not so fashionable but functional jumpsuit kind of a thing. With a giant symbol of Gond in the back, and I toss it over to Elune. Here, it's fitted for you, so we don't have to deal with the parasite thing again.
Oh, so this is more skin tight?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's dark as hell anyway.
This guy just makes shit out of anything.
Apparently.
He's like,
his money.
here's some twigs and berries I wrapped together into a loincloth for you. Please put these on.
Boom, it's a carriage.
Michael Kors in this bitch.
It's all the power of God.
All right, let's start moving, guys. Let's not waste much more time.
Yeah, I'm more comfortable now that it's a little bit light, but I'll go ahead and cast light on myself anyway to give us a little bit of something as we walk forward.
All right. So what do you guys want to do?
Start tracking again. Find these fuckers that we're looking for. I'm pretty sure this is who we're looking for. So.
Okay. So you start following the tracks to the north.
Okay.
The light has become a little more bright, but as far as seeing the sunlight through the trees, you can't make out where the sun is. It's just in some of the breaks of the leaves, you can see the light kind of streaming through. Chazrin, you walk over by the what the hell did I call that thing? A totem. Yeah, you go back. Yeah, thank you. You go back over to the totem and find the tracks, and once again you start leading the group in what you believe to be a northerly direction. You can hear the ambient sounds of life around you, and once again you notice that after a couple of 100 yards, the tracks just seem to vanish. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. God Hunter, I need your assistance. See if you can find these tracks again with me.
Yes, I will. I
Maybe
use
with
my
advantage.
survival skills and help.
Yeah. Okay, that is not too bad. That is a 19, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
19.
It takes you guys a couple of minutes. You have a better idea, and you test your hypothesis from what you had witnessed before at the previous totem. And once again, you notice that the tracks start up again after about 100 yards. The first sets of tracks that you see in the area, they appear to be of a deep impression, and then they return back to normal.
I think I know what's going on here. I think I know. So I tell the party what my theory is.
Okay,
so
go ahead.
We're probably tracking dragonkin of some type. We're picking up the tracks when they're on land. Then they fly off into the air, and then when they land, that's why we're seeing these deeper impressions. And then they travel on for a while on foot before they fly again. It must be part of their ritual or something. That's my guess, but I think that's what we're witnessing here. So I think we are on the right track. As long as these tracks don't give up, we might find out where they went.
Do you think they're grabbing something from the treetops?
It's possible, but none of us can fly out there to check. These trees are quite large, so I'm assuming they're dragons, perhaps, or some dragon-like creature. There's definitely clawed feet. So.
Well, I mean, we are tracking the children of the Great Platinum One, who was a dragon.
But
so.
Are we sure the Great Platinum One was a dragon? That may have been a visage of something that resembled a dragon. His children could be anything as far as we know. We know nothing.
I'm still not entirely convinced that we're not just trapped in the fucking Cowed Beast's dreams.
Yeah, we might be in a dream or a different plane. Who knows? I have no magic to tell us where we are. All I know is that my tracking has been working at this point. So
I'm just saying, he talked about thunder lizards before. Now we're in a place with thunder lizards. He's huge. Everything here is huge. I'm seeing a lot of connections here between us being in Dream World. That's just me.
I'm sure we'll find out eventually. But let's press on and find these creatures.
All right, following the path up here, everybody look for my marker, please. Let's place your figures appear as you continue in this direction, tracking the beast or creatures. All right. Several hours have passed. The terrain is moving up and down. It's hilly in this area. Chazrin, your pace is a little slower than you would like, but keeping these tracks, your center focused. These creatures, with your theory, appear to spend they spend more time on the ground, but they spend quite a bit of time, if your theory is correct, in the air, either moving or flying over obstacles. You're not really sure yet. As you're on your current track, you hear a loud. You hear these loud footfalls, perhaps 100 yards off to your left. They almost sound like what you heard the previous night, except they sound much closer.
I think we have company. Prepare yourselves. Okay, did they keep approaching in this direction, or we see them?
Can we hide in this bush?
Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm prepared for battle.
Sorry, I'd accidentally muted my things. Did you guys hear everything I said?
Yeah, you said that the footfalls were much closer.
They're getting close.
Yes.
As I hear this, I'm going to call on, let me be your beacon of hope. I'm going to go ahead and cast that on everyone here. That's what I do to prepare.
What is that?
Essentially, you have advantage on death and wisdom saving throws, and anytime you get healed, you get max healing.
Okay, cool. I prepare for battle.
Damn, that's awesome.
That is fucking really awesome.
Okay, God Hunter, do you still have your light going?
I don't have a light.
I'm sorry, Ooze.
No, it would go away when I cast this.
All right, wait. Go ahead and turn your light off.
All right.
You know what? As a precaution, I said perhaps we should hide first. Let's get in position. I cast Pass Without Trace on the party.
Okay.
And we all get a +10 to Dex stealth checks right now.
Okay. As you're doing this, you've heard these. Just now, you're starting to see an outline of a very large creature over in this direction. Through the underbrush and some of the trees, you have a pretty good line of sight, and you've warned the group that something has drawn your attention. And it's at this time that you see a very large creature step out from behind the tree. He appears to be heading in the direction that you guys came from. As you look over at him, scenting the area around the ground, and you are just now catching sight of it.
Okay. I whispered to everybody, hide.
So,
hide.
Here's the thing.
Don't talk, hide.
No. So, out of character. Light isn't a concentration spell, so I just update it every hour or so. So I don't know how long it's been.
Okay.
But yeah,
so
I guess it would still be up.
Okay. Do you want to? Yeah. If you want it to be up, can I leave it off or turn it off? Yeah.
Yeah, I'll turn it off as he says this.
Everybody gets a +10. Don't forget.
All right. I need stealth rolls from everyone, please.
I need a D20. Hold on.
Why? I'll call your numbers out here in just a second. Just roll your dice. You guys all now, as you're running for some of the larger foliage, you see this beast heading in the direction that you guys came from. It's less than 100 yards out, and you guys can hear as you're watching. It has these two massive hind legs, two very short arms attached to its upper body. This creature is nearly twice the size of the creatures that you fought at the river.
Okay.
You can hear it making its way southward. All right, Chazrin, stealth roll.
23.
Okay, Usk,
24.
Aloon.
I got 23 without whatever Chazrin gives me.
Okay, and God Hunter.
9 plus 4 plus 10.
Okay,
It's good.
so you guys watch as this creature come. It goes in behind this very large tree. As it comes out to the other side, you can see it pause for a moment, place its snout. It bends down. You can see the large tail that it has. You can see it moving gracefully behind it, and as it bends down, you can see it sticking up in the air. The grace of this creature and the balance that it exhibits, impresses you all. As it's scenting the area around the ground, you see it turn in your direction for a moment, smelling the air, and then it slowly turns and begins to walk off until it's out of sight. You guys can hear its footfalls slowly beginning to fade.
Okay.
I think we could have taken it.
It's not the goal right now. We need to stay safe. That one looked dangerous to me.
I was going to sneak attack him.
Well, I think we should leave it alone for now. It is leaving. Let's continue on, moving quietly and stealthily at this point.
All right. So you guys, you move back to the tracked area where you were last tracking. Chazrin, you reacquire the trail and begin traveling north. You guys are traveling slower now, really watching your surroundings to the left and right. Yeah. Several hours have passed since the... How long does that last?
An hour.
Okay. No, I was saying several hours have passed since you guys had left from the camp this morning. The large, insect-like creatures, mosquitoes, flies, they've begun to take a toll on you as they continue to...
I say something to Usk. I say, hey, Usk, don't you eat these things? Just, slurp them up with your tongue as we move along here so they don't bother us as much.
I'm sorry. I'm not hungry.
Well, can't you save them for later? Maybe save them for later,
Well, I'm sorry. What are these things?
They're insects. Lizards?
Insects. Large.
They're juicy.
Most of them are flying and buzzing around you. Most of them are biting into your flesh. Some of them are big enough to actually... get through your clothing. God Hunter, you're having the worst of this as not much clothes are on you, and you have a rather... It's like the feasting table for them with you.
Yeah, I mean, if any of them bother me, I'll take a chomp at them. But otherwise, I'm not gonna eat the ones off everybody else.
Yeah, there's just so many of them, and as you guys are walking, you've all suffered a 6-point hit point degradation from these creatures. God Hunter, you've suffered 8. And you guys continue off to the north. Chazrin, you've estimated that it's been close to about 6 to 7 hours since you've taken off this morning. As you guys continue for the next hour in stealth, you don't see any more of the large creatures, but you do see, the normal wildlife of the forest. Everybody got their stuff saved?
Yeah.
Yeah, do we need to move it off the table, though? Probably.
Yes.
Thank you.
Hold on a second. Hold on.
No problem.
Save
No
my
problem.
dice, too. Yeah, make them persistent. There we go. Should work. Okay. Hold on. Let me double check. I think I did. Yeah, he's still persistent, so.
All right, everybody good?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Tokens right here, please.
Hey, it looks like the same forest we were in before. Just about.
All the forests look the same to me, but
I know.
That's
I'm not a
racist.
wood elf.
God,
After the
Racist sometimes. No.
after the hours travel pass without a trace does fade, you guys can continue to try to be quiet if you wish.
I think at this point, since there's no immediate danger, we just move at a normal pace. You know, if we don't hear any thunder lizards approaching, we don't try to stealth.
Okay. You guys have moved into a. The canopy seems a little bit thinner here. You do see more streams of light coming through. Still, most of the sky is blocked out. You come up to a large rocky type structure.
It's a giant anthill.
Seems to be pretty solid, made of stone. Chazrin, go ahead and give me another survival check.
Okay. God, Hunter, help me.
All right.
Oh God, that's not very good. It's with advantage too. Not great, guys. Sorry. It's a 12.
Woo!
Okay. I'm gonna move your tokens up just a little bit. Just follow me up here. Oh shit! There they are.
I was gonna say, oh shit's never good to hear. We're all prone.
Yeah.
Chazrin, as you're following the tracks, they seem to disappear for some time, and it's at this time that you're searching around the area, and you're trying to reacquire these tracks, and you've come into an area directly ahead and to your left, about 50, 60 feet. You notice it's a smaller type tree than what you're seeing in the area, but it appears to be dead and blackened. And from this tree, you see several spikes coming out of it. Some of them large as great swords, and some of them small as daggers. You can see a black fluid that is around this tree, and you can see several small animals that are caught up into this tree in various states of decay. You even see a small, what looks like to be a baby thunder lizard off laying on the ground, and several of these spikes are in its body.
Do these creatures look alive or dead?
Dead.
All right, I think we want to avoid that tree, my friends. That's probably some type of
Yep.
monster tree or something.
Plants I was telling you about to eat you.
Maybe we don't go towards the monster tree.
Yeah, let's go around it.
Sounds like a plan.
Do I
Okay.
find that the tracks lead up to it, or they're just kind of nearby and I'm still tracking?
You're still trying to reacquire the tracks. The last that you saw of them was about 5 or 10 minutes ago, and it appears, if your theory is correct, it appears to be a time that they took flight, and it's at this time that you've run into this tree that you're kind of looking to the left and right and forward of the area where you last saw them, trying to find them again to wherever they've come down.
Okay. Very good.
So which direction you guys go here is up to you.
So we were traveling north, though?
As far as you know, you were traveling north.
Then, and that's the direction that we were told to travel, right? From the river anyway.
Yes.
So let's continue north.
Sounds good.
I'm not going to turn around and go south. Keep going. Yeah. Till we pick something up or encounter something. I don't know. We're lost. We can't get lost in the woods, by the way. So
Hey, you're not lost.
I know.
You
I'm just pointing that out to the party that like we can't really get lost because I can't get us lost.
So how about you don't get us lost somewhere around this monster tree?
That's what I do.
All right.
I already said that. I said, let's go around it and continue north. Just give it a wide berth.
Sounds good.
All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right. Sounds good. All right.
Okay. So go ahead and move yourselves around whichever direction.
Okay. Are we just kind of? I thought you were gonna point out like where we are. Like,
Okay. You guys are in the vicinity of this tree now, and you're just moving.
yeah, we're keeping a distance from it, so we don't.
All right. Give me just a second.
Oh no.
You guys are watching the tree and then just moving around it. You feel that you're pretty far away from it now, and you're continuing in the direction that you were traveling. Chazrin, you're trying to reacquire the tracks and look for an area that they may have come down in. Off to your right, you can hear the sounds of stomping. The sounds are different from what they were. You could definitely tell earlier that the creature had two legs. The sounds that you're hearing, the creature sound to be multiple-legged, and it sounds like many of them.
Mm.
And you can, now that you can see through a clearing of the trees as you see these large four-legged creatures with spikes on their bodies.
Fur-legged?
Yeah, they are four-legged.
Oh, four-legged.
Yeah, four-legged. Sorry.
Oh, okay.
You can see them off a distance to your right and ahead of you. They appear to be traveling the same direction as you.
Mm-hmm.
As you're looking at these creatures, you can see that the tops of their bodies, especially their spiked areas and down their tail, and kind of on their side bodies, you can tell that they look reptilian skinned.
Mm-hmm.
And you see this orange type, looks like a powder or coating on them. You remember seeing this at the river on the two creatures that you fought.
Yeah. Orange type coating. Well, I'm assuming to learn more about it, I'd have to get up close. I'm not going to do that.
Okay, so you guys are just going to wait here until they pass out of sight?
Yeah, I figure let them pass, and then we'll move on.
Okay.
Unless anyone else has any bright ideas, but I would say leave them. We don't want to upset them. They don't look like hostile creatures to me.
Look, when we get to a swamp, I'll let you guys know what to do, but until we get to that point, I'll just follow your lead.
Okay. I'm just, making it clear that everybody can contribute to this. If you know something about these creatures, speak up, or think you know. Does anyone have any theories on what that orange stuff covering them could be?
How did it taste, by the way, from what we ate?
I don't know. You guys ate the meat, and I was dealing with the toxin.
The stuff that you ate the night before was cut from the inside of it. It appears to be normal colored meat. Whatever that substance was on them had dried, and you guys were unable to pull any off.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. Could be anything.
Yeah, let's keep moving. We keep going.
All right, Chazrin, another survival check to see if you reacquire the tracks.
I'm just going to keep rolling with advantage because I will always constantly ask for help.
Okay.
Since this is like something that's helpful. That is a 16 survival.
All right. Over the course of the next 30 minutes, I'm going to move your figures. Searching from the left to the right, you do stumble across the tracks again. You notice and you look back. You don't even see the area where you last saw them. So this appears to be the biggest gap in between the tracks that you've run across yet. Mm-hmm. By the time that you end up finding him, the light is once again fading, and you can tell that the sun has started to go down.
Okay. God, how far are they? How many days are we going to have to track them? I suppose we should rest. I mean, am I still able to track them at night? I mean, I have dark vision, and
Yeah.
we've been traveling for how long?
You've been traveling since daybreak this morning. It's hard to tell the distance that you have traveled. With all the side tracking that you're having to do, finding when you lose the tracks and then going around some of the obstacles. But you figure your best guess is about 15 miles.
All right, let's set camp. Throw the hut up.
All right, everybody, huddle up.
All right.
Would
Right.
anyone like anything to eat?
No, I'm not hungry.
Alright then.
I have clothes
Well,
on.
I mean, I eat whatever I have, you know. We
Yeah, I
have
have
rations. We don't need to always forage or find meat, so.
No. I meant, do you want me to make you anything?
Oh, depends on what you got.
Whatever you can
origami
imagine.
swan.
Within reason, mind you.
You guys still have quite a few rations. The only thing that you're starting to find is now you haven't really found a large or drinkable source of water over the last day and a half. So you guys are starting to, and the temperature outside is something that I really haven't discussed. I mean, it's very tropical, but it's also very humid here. So your bodies are sweating pretty profusely,
we're
during
dehydrated.
during your times of travel.
Yeah.
You can tell that this area is not on water as far as rainfall, but so far since you've been here, you haven't seen any. And other than the river, you haven't really seen any other water sources. As darkness falls and you guys eat your rations, you start hearing some noise from outside the hut. And as you guys can see through it, you see these creatures that you would probably consider between the size of tiny and medium. You see them running around the area and then around the hut, and they're making these weird calling sounds. And as you look, they appear to be reptilian in nature, but they have a little bit of feathers on their face and around their upper arms. They are walking on their back legs. Very distinguishable feature is on one of their feet, they have this very large claw that is about the size of a large curved dagger coming off of their claw. And looking outside this hut area, you can see somewhere between 5 and 8 of them. It's hard to tell as they keep darting in and out of the underbrush.
Being from the jungles of Shaw, would I kind of know what kind of dinosaurs these are, or would I know that they're like raptors or whatever?
You do recognize them as to being very close to the raptors that you saw in the jungles of Cholt.
I warn the others that these are the smartest of all the lizards. These hunt as a pack, and they're very sneaky. Like one comes in front of you, and then you get attacked by 4 from the side.
Are they smart enough
ambush.
Here?
The ambushers, and they're the smartest out of all the thunder.
And as God Hunter is telling you guys this, you can see that several of them are testing the barriers of the hut and searching around. And several of them appear to be scenting the air and holding their snouts in the air for long periods. And you can actually hear them, the intake of air through their nostrils. And they do this for about 15 or 20 minutes. And then you see them as they appear to give up and kind of break off and head into the distance in multiple directions.
Are they making out calls?
Oh, you can hear them calling out.
Oh, I tell the others to not be fools. They leave for now, but watch, they're so smart, they'll probably track us in the morning. Be on your guard after your rest.
We'll just have to be smarter than these creatures. Who's smart? Anyone?
I'm of decent intelligence.
I'm of okay intelligence.
Yeah,
You got a
apparently.
13.
As you've
I'm
all gathered around fire in the center of the hut, you know, you've all suffered a little bit more predation throughout the day from the biting insects. And God Hunter, you especially, your legs are showing signs of redness, and they're itching like crazy as you have these lumps on your exposed flesh, and the itching is starting to just kind of drive you mad.
I was gonna ask you, can I like I didn't have a chance earlier because I didn't want to interrupt, but can I like take some mud and rub some mud on it, you know, pretty much, you know,
Rub
to
some
like
dirt on it.
avoid, yeah, dirt or mud on it to avoid the itching and also to avoid more attraction to the insects and stuff like that, you know.
Yeah, you can certainly try that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it is a natural deterrent, you know. Animals use it, and you know, and stuff like that. Yeah.
All right, so you cover yourself with some of the dirt that's on the ground,
Yep.
that's inside this hut area. It eases the itching a little bit, to where you can at least stand it. So it does seem to help somewhat.
Okay.
Chazrin, I don't see so well in the dark. Are they still out there?
No, they've moved on. Those creatures.
Because if you are in here with me when I cast this, you can leave and come back, but they still won't be able to come in.
I know. I'm not gonna step out though, just in case they double back.
You
It's
don't want
hard
to
to
show
say.
your manliness by attacking them by yourself.
I don't think that's showing any type of courage to attack an opponent when it's not to my advantage. That's not the way a ranger thinks. Sorry.
I remind Chazrin of the good old days. Remember when we first met? We had to fight those creatures by ourselves, just the two of us,
Yeah,
and we
did.
proved victorious. But they destroyed the rest of our group. Like they totally shred
That's
them
exactly
apart.
what I'm saying. We
Yeah,
took on a
these are-
foe in their own environment when they had the advantage, and that's why they all died. You were the only one that listened to reason and came with me.
We fought as a team because
Mhm.
you listened to my reasoning. Because I had combat experience with these creatures, and we worked together as a team and defeated them. They're very, very smart and tricky. They're very tactical.
That we did. So I suggest we proceed on with the same type of approach towards all these situations. If we get caught and we can't escape, obviously we will fight. I'll fight to the death. But I'm not trying to prove anything other than getting us to our goals safely here and keeping us
But
alive.
I'm saying we can leave the hut, or at least you three can, and attack them and come back in if they get too close. You could attack them from a range.
I think it's a non-issue now. They've moved on. Pretty sure they've moved on.
All right.
Let's just get to rest. Let's get to sleep so we can press on tomorrow.
Yep. So, do we get any hit points back from resting?
Of course.
Or do we lose some? Well, I'm just wondering because we took damage, especially me from the insect bites and.
No, if you do your long rest, I mean, you'll get your hit points, and the spellcasters will get their spells back.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we're gonna do. Well, of course, we're doing the barrier or a hut. So long rest. Yep. I'll be.
The dog just unplugged his mic.
It pops out a lot on them.
Fuck yeah, it does, cocksucker. All right, I'll be right back.
Okay. Are you guys gonna set your normal watch like you do?
Of course. Yeah.
And
Okay.
I was also wanting to meditate again, change one of my spells to create or destroy water, because that's becoming a problem.
Okay.
I'll go ahead and get rid of lesser restoration.
Okay. So you're meditating for your spells. You guys spend the rest of the night. You take your watches and get what sleep you can. During the night, most of you, as you take your watch, you see the creatures moving around outside, and the The creatures that had come by that God Hunter had told you about, they make 2 other appearances during the night, just sniffing around the air and moving slowly around the hut, but then they seem to disappear back into the forest. Alun, you're on the... You take the final watch because of the spell that you've cast. And after 8 hours, you get kind of like a little warning bell in your head that it's about to expire.
Okay, let's wake everybody up. Nice and gentle, not shaking them like a rag doll.
Okay.
Does smell go through the barrier? Can they actually smell us, or?
They can smell where we picked up off at, and I'm telling you, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it may be
smart.
protected within this barrier, but
they're
the
coming
barrier
back
that we passed through.
They're gonna get tracker scent for like a week. But yeah, so I got Stormbringer. I got him cleaned up from all the blood and guts in battle and flesh and sharpened and ready for battle again. And
it's probably gonna get bloody again real soon, apparently.
I'm trying to keep the edge and not tarnish it.
Okay.
Oh, I believe you.
So as you guys wake up in the morning, you have a little bit more of your rations. Drink what's left, the small pittance of water that you have left. As the hut spell ends, darkness still surrounds you. Floor is y'all's.
Any sign of these creatures at the moment, or?
No, there's nothing. You can hear still the nighttime sounds that it appears to be winding down. The insects are still, as soon as the hut leaves, these things just swarm all around you guys. You can see tracks in the ground where these creatures had come through and had circled the perimeter of where the spell of the hut had been, and several of the tracks lead off. It seems to be the direction you guys are traveling, but they travel off in several different directions. But nothing is in your sight or hearing that concerns you at this time.
So everyone, now hear me out for a second. I'm understanding this water thing to be an issue, and I now have the ability to make us water, but it all needs to go into one container, and it's a spell slot each time. So I don't want to do that with our flasks. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
So what I'm proposing is, I don't know if you've ever seen, the old stories with the dogs with the barrels around their necks to feed people ale when it's cold.
Yeah.
I was wanting to make a larger one of those and replace my bedroll with it and just put it on my backpack, so we can have like a water canteen. You know what I'm saying?
Oh no.
We need to find fresh water again, but yeah.
So if you can protect me for 1 hour.
No.
Let's find a water source first. Maybe this might not be the best place for it.
I can make the water out of thin air, but it's a matter of getting something to get all the water into and carrying it with us, because I think this is going to be a more than 1 day travel.
I think it's a good idea. Let's find a safer place to.
All right, we'll find a safer place.
Well, it's dark. You're gonna the way I can't.
I'll go ahead and cast light because it's kind of hard.
Oh, good.
We have a friend. Do we see this thing? Is that why it's in front of us, or?
Oh snap! My
clearly you
Chazrin and Godhunter, you as you guys are having this conversation, a little bit of movement. You catch a little bit of movement out of your periphery, and you see something small traveling towards your group.
Is the hut still up, or is it gone?
gone.
No, it's gone.
Isn't it daytime though now?
It's always dark here. We should have just killed them last night, Fazrin.
No, it wasn't a good idea. We needed rest. This must be a Norse.
I caution everybody.
Velociraptor.
I'll tell everybody, battle stations.
Battle stations.
I tell everybody, get back to back. Get back to back and do not run out by yourself.
Alright.
I guess you're rolling initiative right now.
I am. So God Hunter calls out
Kill these little shitheads.
back to back.
It must have been the smell reeking from God Hunter's sack that attracted them. They smell that beef.
You got me. You got me. Can someone promote it to a little marble on my figurine for me? Ah. Thank you.
I didn't realize how loud the music.
Yeah, and I've got it down on 1.
Yeah, I had it on 6 for the ambient sounds, but now I'm trying to get it on 1, and I really can't.
Keep trying.
I get her all. What? Well, there's only one for now. Looking pretty tough. They're looking pretty tough.
That's the decoy. Do not underestimate.
Okay, Alun, as God Hunter quickly fires off this slight spell, at the very edge of it, directly in front of you, you see a small creature walking on 2 legs. You see that it has these fairly good-sized arms attached to it. And just like the night before, you see a very large claw on one of its feet. This thing is the size of a large dagger, and you can see it slowly tapping this one claw on the ground as it takes a few steps forward. You're up.
Oh, fuck. Alright, well, we're gonna turn around. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're just gonna lay into it with our wand. We're gonna give 3 bolts from it. I think something.
Okay, you're gonna fire off 1 charge of the wand?
I was gonna use 3, but I can't make copies of the dice because I'm not promoted, so I need 5 of these. 1 stand. Or I'll take a promotion that works too.
Do you need some light?
No, I mean, I need a promotion. I got my game crashed earlier.
Oh, you got kicked. That's right. There you go.
God, thank you. 5. 13 plus 5 for 18.
Okay. How many charges was that?
3.
Okay. All right. You point your wand at this 5 bolts, immediately go flashing out into the night, striking this creature. You hear it let off a loud screech, and it falls to the ground.
Okay, and then for my movement, I am going to turn back around to watch behind me.
Okay. All right. Is that it? It's okay.
Oh.
From around the side of the tree, that's directly to your left, you see one of these creatures running flat out at you, runs up beside you. It's going to bite at you and claw at you.
It can try.
The bite you manage to knock away with one of your that large claw that it has is going to hit with a 23.
That's a hit.
Wow.
Oh, we're all still hurt from yesterday, from our bugs?
Well, we rested.
No. Yep, sorry.
Did you kill that thing, Alun?
Falling
Yeah, that one's dead.
down on my shit.
Cool.
Gonna
I was
I'll put
reading
the other one
something,
on.
I didn't see what you did.
I insulted it
Okay.
to death.
Okay, Usk, you're going to take 6 points of slashing damage from the large claw on its foot.
Okay.
Oh, came after Usk.
That's going to be the end of its turn. Chazrin, you're up. The only creature that you see at this time just come out of the darkness around the tree, and you saw it bite at Usk and miss, but you saw that long claw sink into the front of his armor and actually pierce through.
I don't see the rest of them.
No, there's no more on the board at this time.
Even with dark vision. He's got light, which casts 20 feet, then dim light after that, plus I have dark vision.
Yeah, your dark vision's 60. You see another one around the edge of the tree. Which way are you facing? Forward?
I'm facing forward.
You see 2 more that's coming out of the bushes up in the where Alun had smoked that other one.
All right.
And that's what you see right now.
I Hunter's Mark Velociraptor 3.
Okay.
Bonus action. And I fire at it with my bow, and I get advantage on this first round. So.
Right. Okay, these hunters marked.
Natural 20.
Holy shit!
Was that number 4 today?
3, 4, maybe.
I think that's 4.
Maybe.
Dude, you need to go buy a lotto ticket.
Maybe.
We're in your natural habitat.
That is 21 piercing damage to Velociraptor 3.
Okay. So as you pull back and release your arrow, you see your arrow just slide right through the top of its head. Your aim is true, and it falls to the ground, just twitching its legs.
Okay. Alright, with my last attack, I'll just do a normal shot against the other one I can see, number 6.
Okay.
Still get advantage because he hasn't gone.
Right.
You're not going to believe it. I got another natural 20.
Oh my fucking god.
I swear to God. It's right there. So
We have to delete
Oh,
that.
no,
he's
I
not
believe
Hunter's
you.
he's not Hunter's Mark, so I only get double 8s on this.
Yep.
That is still pretty good. That's 13 piercing damage.
Okay. So within the span of just a heartbeat, you put another arrow and that creature too falls.
2 arrow blast. See you, Loon. Target practice. And that's my turn. I stay back to back with the group as I've been doing. So.
All right, Loon, you see one that charges you from out of the. You see it come into the light that Usk has cast. It's going to bite at you and claw at you. The bite is going to miss you. You're able to dodge to the side. The claw is a 17. Your AC is 15, so that's going to strike. You're going to take 6 points of piercing damage from that long claw.
Man, these are easier than I remember.
It's because you've grown stronger. We all have.
Usk, there's another one that's come around that tree at you. It seems bolstered by its companion that has already attacked you. He is also going to try to bite and claw at you. With a 19 on the bite.
That's a hit.
And
I had the +1 armor on myself.
You didn't redo that last night, though, did you?
Wait, yeah, I didn't do it last night. Dang it. Alright, yeah, so 19 hits.
Alright, and it's going to be a 19 on the claw as well.
Whoa.
Alright, so it's going to be 10 points of damage total. You feel that long claw slide into your leg. It's going to be that one's turn. One is dead. Usk, that's going to bring us to you.
All right. So I'm gonna look at the first one that hit me, and I'm gonna go ahead and try to claw him back.
Okay.
That is a 10.
A 10. The creature's just too quick and manages to dodge out of the side.
All right. As a bonus action, I'm going to try to bite him, just
Okay.
like he tried to do for me.
The Hungry Jaws.
Yeah, and that is another 10.
Okay.
Yeah.
This creature's just pretty quick on its feet and manages to dodge to the side.
All right. That's my turn.
Okay. You gonna stay where you're at?
Yeah.
All right. God Hunter, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna break formation and use their own tactics against them. So I'm gonna go over here, circle around. So that's 5, 10 feet right here, right?
Okay.
On the other side of Usk. And I'm gonna attack Velociraptor 4.
Okay.
Okay. That's with advantage, correct? Because I'm flanking?
It is.
Okay.
Correct.
Um, 10 plus 8 would be 18.
That's gonna hit.
Oh, okay. Wow, fucking, I'll tell you, plus 8. If it wasn't for that, I'd be missing. For 9 plus 5, 14 points of damage.
Okay, and that's gonna be for number 4.
Yep.
Okay, so as you come up behind that one, just as its partner gets finished clawing into Usk, you come up behind and your sword reaves through its back and knocks it to the ground.
Okay. And, as he falls, I'm gonna run. Or, I'm right next to this one, so I'm gonna recklessly attack Velociraptor 5. So I'm right there. I'm gonna turn my focus and fuck him up.
So you got to do that on your first attack.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess. Okay, so yeah.
Yeah, so it'd be just a regular attack.
Yeah, it would be. Okay. A 12 plus 8 is non-natural 20.
That strikes.
Okay. For 11 plus 5, 16 points of damage.
Okay. So with 2 hits, you've managed to cleave to 2 of the creatures.
Yeah. And, for the rest of my movement, I'm gonna, stand right here and, put my back to this.
Okay.
Say, Usk, watch my backside. And to get ready for battle.
All right, it's the top of the round. Aloon.
Watch my backside. Alright. I'm gonna go ahead and use one wand burst on this guy right in front of me.
Okay.
Hold on. 10 plus 3, 13. And how's my health? I'm looking pretty good. I'll cast a
With that blast, as the 3 bolts of force hit it, it just knocks it backwards and knocks it over.
yeah, then that's my turn. I'm not too concerned. Alright. He's down.
Okay. Chazrin.
Okay. So, do I see any more of them?
You do not.
At all?
You see it. You don't see any other foes in the area.
Oh, shit. So then I ready my bow as soon as I see one.
Okay.
Ready in
All right.
action to shoot. Take the attack action.
All right. At this time, we are coming out of initiative.
Okay. Must have got them all. Yeah, I say, Chezrin, do not ever remember him be so easy to fall. I mean,
Perhaps they're a different breed and they're weaker than back in your homeland.
or maybe they're the males. The females are pretty much the hierarchy and the stronger ones. So who knows?
Yeah, they have more hit points. They have larger backsides. Usually gives them more health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't believe we went through them so easy. I mean, last time it was almost a horse show. How they just tore apart our group.
I bullseyed 2 of them, one after the other. They dropped pretty
I
easy.
know that was impressive. That was incredibly impressive. Yeah, you have grown in your power and strength. You have become a more proficient warrior.
Well, perhaps, but I think I'm just trying to pace myself and my mental focus is higher.
Well, Ooze, can you use anything from these?
I probably could, but I'd rather not spend too much time around here. Those guys did a number on me. More so than I was expecting.
Oh.
I'm going to go ahead and use a second level cure wounds on myself.
Okay. Go ahead and make your roll. $2d8 plus your wisdom.
Yep. So that's going to be a total of 14 points back.
Okay. Anything from anybody else?
No, keep moving.
No. Yep, keep moving.
I did find the tracks again before we stopped, right? So I still see tracks here on the path.
Yes.
Wait, I'm gonna cut off some tail meat. You know, maybe backstrap from them, some flesh. I mean, I get it. They're big enough. I could get some meat off of them.
I'm sure there's plenty of meat on them.
Yeah.
Even for someone your size.
I'm gonna you know, get some meat off of them and bring it with us. Hopefully, it won't spoil throughout the day. You know.
All right. Go ahead and make a survival check.
Okay. Oh, 18. Hold on, let's see. 18 plus 4 for survival. That's 22.
Okay. You managed, between the creatures, you managed to get 5 pounds of usable meat.
Okay.
Hey, Loon. Question.
Answer.
How many of those tiny hut things can you make?
Well, I can cast it as a ritual and do it as often as you require, but otherwise I probably only have enough energy to do it twice a day on the fly.
So could you, instead of us trying to find somewhere safe, could you just make somewhere safe for us again?
Well, yeah. But as you saw, some creatures, they'll smell us and they'll know we're here and they'll just wait.
Oh, I don't care about that. I care about being safe while I spend an hour to make something.
I mean, I could spend 10 minutes on a ritual and form it up. If everyone wants to wait here to do something.
Well, if it's only going to take an hour and you insist on doing it now, we can just guard you while you do it.
I mean, just because we're running low on water, I'd rather, nip that problem in the bud, you know?
No, I agree. We do need to consider water, but it's whatever you guys want to do. I think, you know, if Alu wants to cast a spell as well.
Actually, I think you're right. I think guarding for an hour would just be best. We probably scared off anything in the area with all this blatant murder.
Maybe. It's possible.
So, can I spend the next hour trying to make a Saint Bernard-like water carrier for my backpack?
Aww.
Okay, and you're gonna make it out of.
Can I use my a full 40-gallon barrel costs 2 gold pieces? So I'm thinking like maybe this costs 1 gold.
Yeah, it's gonna hold how much?
Like I don't know, maybe 5-10 gallons, maybe.
Okay.
However much you think would be feasible to put on a backpack.
Probably between 5 and 10 pounds.
Pounds or gallons?
Gallons. Like
Gallons.
Five,
Yeah.
A 5-gallon bucket's pretty big.
Yeah, I'll say 5 gallons.
Okay. So you're
Alright,
gonna.
and I'll literally I'll take my bedroll off and I'll turn my bedroll into that thing because a bedroll costs 1 gold piece.
Okay.
All right, and that's what I make.
All right. So everybody else is just kind of watching while you do this.
Keeping watch.
Chazrin, Uski, you lean down and start messing with your bedroll, doing your gone crafting thing. 30 minutes has passed.
Mm-hmm.
Chazrin, Godhunter, and Aloon, from the way that you came, you start hearing the sounds of very heavy footfalls.
Oh.
And as you listen over the next few seconds, you don't see anything in that direction, but as you're listening to this, the sound is getting louder, and it does appear to be coming in your direction.
Okay. From which direction?
From the direction that you came.
Oh, okay. I say to the party, I think we might have to pack it up now. Something's coming now.
You do notice that the wind is coming from the north and heading in the direction from the way that this creature is coming.
Yeah, probably scatter scent. It's downwind from us, so. Usk.
I'm halfway done.
But something's coming. It may be coming right for us now. It could be hostile.
Then just tiny hut us. We'll be fine.
Aloon, do you have power?
Yeah, pass it around us right now.
But it's coming right at us. Oh, it does protect us from footfall.
Yeah. But it won't protect us if it waits 8 hours. It won't protect us if it waits. But I can cast it. Alright, I will cast Liebman's Tiny Hut.
It's probably smelling, you know what? It's probably smelling the scent of the dead animals.
Alright, it takes you 1 minute to cast that?
Yeah. 1 minute.
Okay. So as you begin the casting and concentrating, Chazrin and Godhunter, there's a large tree in front of you, but then you see a large, very large creature step out from the side. It's slowed its pace, and from this distance you can see that its head is in the air, sampling the air. You can tell that from its current pace that this creature will be here in 30 to 40 seconds. And Aloon has just now started casting her spell.
I get a javelin ready, and as soon as it gets within 30 feet, I throw my javelin right at it.
Okay.
I ready my bow in the same manner.
All right. Aloon continues casting her spell.
Yeah, I don't see shit. I'm focusing on my casting.
Am I allowed to move? Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Be in my hut when it's actually cast.
Yeah.
I don't
right
think we're
here.
gonna get the hut off, but
All right.
It's all right.
As she is in the casting, Chazrin and Godhunter, you watch as this creature, you see it sniff once, long and deep as it slows, and then it begins to charge forward.
Usk, we don't have time.
And as it begins to get closer, you see that it spots you.
Javelin. Woof. Javelin.
All right, let me do the 30 feet here. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30.
That's why I wanted the hut from the get-go.
All right. It is now within javelin range.
Yeah, I shot at it way before it got there. As soon as I saw that it saw me, I took a shot at it.
Okay,
And
give me
advantage.
Give me just a second. You can attack first.
Woo!
I hit him.
I got a good roll.
28,
I was not the one that wanted to be out here in the open.
Yeah,
Okay.
you were.
Chazrin, what'd you get?
A 28 to hit.
Okay. Your arrow sinks into it. Your arrow appears tiny as it crashes into the front of this creature's chest. Go ahead and roll your damage.
I didn't Hunter's Mark, so it's only 8 damage, 8 piercing damage.
Okay, 8 piercing damage.
But I get 2 attacks, right?
Yeah, I was going to say you'd have time to loosen another arrow as it's closing the distance.
Right.
As your first shot hits it, it speeds up even more, charging right towards your group.
Guess what? Another natural 20.
Wow, dude, you need to go get a fucking lotto ticket.
I rolled max damage on it too, without Hunter's Mark, but that's
What?
That's
21
16 piercing
or
total.
21.
Yeah.
21 piercing damage.
Yep.
All right, so your second arrow, you can close to the first, right in front of the chest, and just sinks all the way in. This creature doesn't slow it; it continues to just charge forward. God Hunter, it's now within the 30 foot range.
All right, I rolled a 12 plus 8, non-natural 20.
Okay, so as it comes within range, you rear back and toss your javelin.
I rolled, that's 5 plus 5. That's 10 points of piercing damage for my javelin.
Okay. As your javelin slams into it, it doesn't look much bigger than Chazrin's arrow from the size of this thing. And as it hits, it uses one of its smaller arms to just kind of swat at it and brushes the javelin, which hadn't pierced deep, out of its skin.
Okay,
All right.
Bonus action, I'm going to rage.
All right, you go into a rage.
And charge forward. And attack him. I'm allowed to do that, right? As my second attack in my movement?
You could throw another javelin because you guys are getting a free attack on it right now.
Okay. Oh, I wasn't sure because I didn't know I could pull out 2. Okay. So yeah, I'll okay, I'm gonna throw another javelin at it.
Okay.
Okay. $17 plus 8.
Okay, that javelin also strikes it. You can hear this thing roar in more rage.
Well,
from pain.
another 5 plus 5, 10 points of damage again.
Okay. At this time, we have gone into initiative. Chazrin, you're top of the round.
Okay. Okay. Hunter's Mark him this time.
All right.
And he
This
hasn't
bonus
gone
action.
yet, right?
You Hunters mark him. No.
Okay. That is a 26 to hit.
Okay. Another arrow strikes. This will be your third one to strike him.
All right. That is 15 piercing damage.
Okay.
Okay. Second attack. That is a 28 to hit.
That strikes also.
Yep.
You're starting to see all these little fletchings hanging out of it now.
That is 14 piercing damage.
Okay.
Damn, he's going down. Good. I'm going to pull back a little bit here, just in case this thing has massive claws that it'll sweep attack us or something. I tell everybody, spread out and don't let it get close to you. If you don't want it to.
Okay.
That ends my turn.
All right. Usk, you're currently in the process of making this barrel. You've still got, almost 30 minutes to go. You can drop what you're doing and take attack action. Usk.
I've I've seen God Hunter in battle and Chaz. They seem to work pretty well against a team. They got experience with these thunder lizards.
You're just gonna keep
And
crafting.
I really want this barrel. So I think I'm just gonna
Sure.
ignore everything that's happening around me and just I'll
Fucking
keep on
hilarious.
concentrating on this.
Okay.
That's gonna be my turn,
All right. That's going to bring us to this
God.
creature
and it
Oh,
needs to be
this is where you
perfect.
guys get fucked up.
who appears to be very pissed off from the arrows and the javelin. It continues its charge forward.
Oh, no.
Oh, I do have a question. Remember how I said I raged and go forward? Can I do that? What you said I could do a javelin attack. I was I able to rage or not? I just wasn't sure. I'm just asking.
You're able to rage.
Okay. Well, then I'll add an extra 2 more points of damage because I didn't add that.
Okay.
Or actually, extra 4 points.
Well, you
Two
raged on
attacks.
your second. On your
Oh
second.
yeah, I did. Okay, you're right. I did. That's my fault.
Okay. As this creature comes running forward, it opens its jaws wide. God Hunter, as you look up as the jaws are closing down, these are the things of nightmares from the jungle that you come from. You see the jaws coming down for you, and that's going to be a 27 to hit.
Oh, that fucking hits like a
And
motherfucker.
You feel these sharp teeth rend into your flesh.
Okay.
Give me just a second.
Good thing I raged.
You guys got this.
No, you're the heel.
You suck. You and your barrel.
I'm gonna reach around and smash his barrel with a great axe.
My God allows me to do one thing, and God damn it, I'm going to do it.
He allows you to do more than make little trinkets. Get in the fight. Use them claws you got.
Use your bag.
All right, as these
He won't
jaws,
fit in the bag.
Okay.
as the jaws close around you and snap shut, you can feel the rending of your flesh as you take 48 points.
What the fuck? Oh, good thing
Of
I raged.
Oh
piercing
my God.
damage. That is going to be reduced to 18.
Oh,
Oh my god, that's insane.
As the jaws close around you, you feel yourself being lifted off the ground
Okay.
as you easily fit inside these jaws, and you are now grappled.
Do I get to make a save or?
On your turn,
Okay.
and you're not only grappled, you're restrained.
Okay. Okay.
As
Holy fuck.
as this creature lifts you up, Alun, you're in the middle of spell casting. This creature rears its head up with God Hunter in its mouth and swings its body around and swings its tail at you.
Okay. Well, good thing I wasn't going to finish my cast anyway. Okay.
That's going to be a 22 to hit.
That beats the shit out of me.
I do have a question. How tall is this creature? Is this like a huge creature, like 30 feet tall or something?
It is a huge creature. It's not 30 feet, but it's a
Okay.
huge creature.
Okay. Wow. I was always fucking hesitant to fight one of these.
Alun, as this large tail comes around into you, it slams into you, knocks you 10 feet backwards.
I didn't land on the barrel, did I? We did it all
You're-
for the barrel.
Oh, did you just smack in the usk? You would have smacked in the usk.
You take 26 points of bludgeoning damage.
Holy shit!
Fucking
This
Christ.
motherfucker ain't no bitch!
I need you. I've never seen anybody laugh that's being eaten alive.
That's the barbarian for you.
This motherfucker ain't no punk bitch, I'm telling you! Holy fuck!
Oh, I need a dexterity saving throw.
I'm sorry, what? I can't see you. The sound of a minute. What saving throw do you need?
Dexterity saving throw to see whether you land on your feet or not.
He's fucking us.
Are you okay?
Are you alright?
He's gonna straight fuck us up.
19 plus
Holy shit. Oh man.
3. 22.
Wow.
23?
22.
22. Okay. As you're knocked back, you feel the breath just explode from your body, and you gasp, for air as the wind knocks out of you. But you do manage to retain your feet.
Okay, that's cool.
And that will bring us to you.
Well, change of plans. I'm going to go ahead and cast Cure Wounds as a level 3 spell. Jesus Christ.
Okay. 3d8.
Yep. Oh. Why are you still giggling, Mr. Moocow?
This is so funny. We're getting fucked up like hardcore. Oh.
I don't know what you mean by we.
Just wait, your turn's next.
Yeah, I hope he comes after you in your barrel.
He can't see me if I don't move.
Yes, he can. He can smell you,
Yeah,
bro.
Yeah, that's a myth.
Yeah, that's a fucking myth if I ever heard one.
That's old lizard folk legend.
Oh.
Alright, I healed up for 16.
All right, 16 points. All right. So you thought you heard the sounds of cracking ribs as this giant tail slams into you. But after you finish the spell, which you barely finished with the amount of air that you had, you do feel that you're able to breathe better now.
I would like to move a little bit back here. And just put some distance between us. Jesus Christ. For bonus action, I'd like to cast Bardic Inspiration on Chazrin. Chazrin, you're the best. You're so great. Hit that thing and just kill it for me, please. I can't even.
You hear
rhyme, could you?
You hear the bard struggling to give you inspiration, and you see that her body was almost broken from that impact. But you feel inspired from her courage to get that out to you.
I want to get this thing down as quick as possible and then make Oos carry it the rest of the way. So, okay. Whose turn is it? God Hunter's?
God Hunter, I need you to make a strength check.
Yep.
Maybe I forgot to inspire him because he was laughing at me.
I was not laughing at you. I was laughing because we're getting fucked up, dude. He fucked me up and he fucked you up. That's the most hilarious thing ever. Okay, so I rolled a 14 plus 8, which I think that's 22 or 24. One of those.
Okay. So from all the blood gushing where these teeth had gotten into you, you managed to rally and find the strength to move its jaws in a way to where you fall out. You fall about 6 feet to the ground.
Okay.
You managed to land on your feet. That's going to be your turn escaping the grapple.
Oh, that was my turn? Fuck. No bonus action?
Yeah, you can do a bonus action.
Okay, because I'm going to frenzy this motherfucker and straight fucking strike at him with all my might. Like, yeah.
Okay, so you go into a frenzied rage. You'll be able to attack on the next round.
Okay. Oh, well, well, yeah, that was my bonus action. Well, no, I'm frenzied. Well, I'm raged already, but I was gonna frenzy, and attack him. Am I allowed to do that as my bonus action since I'm already raged?
Yeah, you can take one attack.
Okay.
Your whole.
non-nat-
Go ahead.
I rolled a non-natural 20. Does that hit?
That does hit.
Wow. I got lucky with that. Okay. I thought he'd have a higher armor class than that.
It's a large creature.
Yeah. Holy shit. He's a fucking boss, man. He's like a badass motherfucker. Oh, woo! I rolled a 14 plus 2 plus 5.
Okay.
That's a lot of damage.
All right. You see your
I
sword.
don't know the number, but it's a lot.
I got it. You see your sword
6
come across
electrical. Sorry.
the front of it, and you kind of smell the burning of his flesh as the electrical discharge. Are you going to move?
Nope.
All right. Top of the round, Chazrin.
Okay. I'm standing where I'm at. I'm casting Slayer's Prey as my bonus action on this thing.
Okay, so he is now Hunter's Marked and Slayer's Prey.
Yep. Okay, so normal attack roll this time.
And you're inspired.
23. Yeah, I'm not going to use it yet. 23 to hit.
23 does strike.
All right, good.
So this is the 5th arrow, I believe, that entered.
Yeah, something like that. Let's see here. Pretty good. 21 piercing damage.
Wow. Amazing.
Okay. You see this one sink all the way in, and another roar from this creature, but it is still on its feet.
Still on its feet. All right, I
ready
fire
to fight.
again. Yep.
All right.
21 to hit.
21 does hit.
Okay, I don't get the Slayer's Prey on that one, I guess. Just the Hunter's Mark on that one. That's going to only be 13 piercing.
Okay.
Run low on arrows.
Sink another arrow into it. You can see some blood gushing from its chest, but it is still up.
Okay. That's all my actions. I'm staying where I'm at. I mean,
Okay.
there's nothing else I could. There's no advantage of me moving around. So yeah.
Okay. Usk, your turn.
So realizing that maybe my friends aren't as strong as I hoped they were,
Oh
I'm just
god.
gonna
Oh my god.
slowly stand up, and I'm gonna shoot a guiding bolt at it.
Okay. Make your attack.
He's gonna get the fucking killing blow after I sank all this arrow shit. into him.
No, not even.
I have to defeat this T-Rex all by myself. Cause no, oh my god, that's a miss. that's a 9.
Okay. Your guiding bolt, as big as this creature is, goes right off to the side of it and just keeps on going into the air until it strikes a distant tree.
Your hands were sore. You were working on that barrel.
I was aiming at the pterodactyl that was coming up behind us. Don't worry. And I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast spiritual weapon.
Okay.
Testing attack. And that is a natural 20.
All right. So your spear weapon goes right into its side.
So that is 18 force damage.
Okay.
Wow.
It looks to be very hurt, but it's still up.
And I'm going to... Ooh, where'd I go? There it is.
Okay.
Over here.
Come back right here real quick. Okay. As you go to step away, you are a little unsure on this creature's reach, and it snakes out with its long head and its height, and does get an attack of opportunity on you as you try to move away.
Okay.
Well, since everybody's getting natural 20s, it's only right that I get.
Oh my god!
Is
Who's
he
he
biting or
attacking?
tail whipping?
He is biting.
That's
Oh no.
I deserve this.
Yep.
Yes, you do.
This is only fair.
I'm surprised at fucking how hard he bit me, dude. Like, that was insane.
Usk,
Yeah, I don't get to rage.
you take 40 points of piercing damage as you try to
Jesus Christ.
leave this creature's area, and just like God Hunter before, this thing, its teeth have sunk into you. It's shattered right through your armor, and you can feel your blood just leaking everywhere as it lifts you up in its mouth.
Gee, now I gotta fix my armor. Guys, I need 2 hours.
He's fucking us up!
Alright, that's my turn, though.
That's going to bring us to its turn.
It's gonna kill Usk.
Come at me!
He's the healer, no!
If he does more than your max damage, like your max hit points, you're dead.
Yeah.
Usk, this creature with you in it, it shakes its head from left to right.
Oh, fuck.
Right to left, and everybody watches as the spray of your blood is
Oh god.
scattered out on the grass, and then suddenly you find yourself, along with the light that's attached to you, flying through the air as it releases you, and you strike the side of this tree with unbelievable force.
Oh god, I got a headache laughing so hard.
So sad. Alexa, play Despacito.
I'll tell you, this fucker was not underestimated. He's a badass.
Chazrin and Godwin, God Hunter, you watch as Usk is thrown almost 20 feet, strikes.
Oh my fucking god!
Strikes this tree.
He's unconscious.
And you watch as his body just slides down to the bottom of this tree and into a bloody heap. As that happens, this creature lets out a roar and turns, and God Hunter, you see this large tail coming at you.
Oh,
fuck.
fuck.
I say, oh fuck!
That's going to be a 19 to hit.
Yes, that's a miss! I think, no, my armor class is 18, I get fucking wrecked!
Jesus Christ.
I'd like to persuade you.
That's going to be 30 points of bludgeoning damage.
Fuck!
Relief. It's going to be reduced to 15.
Thank God I raged. Holy shit, dude. If I didn't rage, I'd be dead already, too.
All right.
Wow. Bad
Balloon.
motherfucker.
Well, fucking YOLO, he's hurting us pretty bad. I would like to cast Shatter on his back end.
Okay.
Oh shit, there's lots in here.
Let's see. That's going to be a which type save is that?
Constitution. I got a 17.
That's going to be a 16 for his save.
You have a 17 DC?
No, I got 17 damage if it.
What's your DC? It's 15, isn't it?
Oh, let me check. I haven't had to look at it in a while.
Here, I can look. I got it right here.
It's gonna be like a 15 or a 14 right now. He saved.
Okay,
Yeah.
so he gets damage.
Oh,
Okay.
her DC's a 16.
Yeah, I just looked.
So he just saves. So half of 17, 8 damage. So you guys hear this loud, crushing, just thunderous, booming sound from the backside of this creature. It tries to turn to face this new Brett as the wave washes over him. The creature begins to topple towards you, God Hunter.
Oh.
Oh,
Topple?
you killed it. I
Topple.
move. I move.
Let's go ahead and do a dexterity save.
Okay. I rolled a 15 plus.
You have advantage on dex saves because you're buckler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay. Well, I did roll 7. That'd be 17 plus Whew, that was so hard. Oh my god, it's amazing. 2. 17 plus 2, so that's 19.
All right. So as this shattering force sounds, you see this creature. You see the outside of it tear open, and its legs give way, and you barely make it aside. As it topples down to the ground, as it hits the ground, you all almost come off your feet from just the concussive impact of it, and eventually it comes to lay still.
Holy shit! Wow.
And that's where we're going to stop tonight.
Yeah.
That was an epic fight. Oh my gosh, dude! Literally, almost. If I didn't rage, I'd been dead. Usk is probably already dead. Yep.
This is why I wanted the tiny hut from the beginning.
But holy fuck! I mean, yeah, I haven't.
She was casting it, right?
I haven't fought
from the beginning. I was 30 minutes in.
I haven't
To be
fought
honest,
a
we should have
T-Rex.
just moved on and then found a safe like cubby hole or place for you to work.
We were out of water.
We weren't out. We were running low. You said.
That was definitely fine. I don't know about you guys.
Can I before we end, and I don't want to forget this before next week, can I search all the corpses for arrows and see how many I can recover? Because I fired a lot of arrows tonight.
Yeah. Go ahead and do a survival check.
Yeah, can I pull out my
Survival?
2 javelins?
Yeah.
Yeah, I pull out my 2 javelins as well. Unless they broke when he fell. I mean, who knows?
What'd you get, Chasm?
I'm looking. It's a 17.
Okay. You get all but 2 of the arrows back, which had sunk so deep into it of the big one that it just bent them up and ruined them. So you fired 6 at him, and I think I know you did 2 killing shots with the others.
Killing shots. I think that's all I attacked. So
Yeah. So you get 5 back.
5 back. All right. So I'm back up to 7 in this guy. I have 2 other quivers. Actually, no, I'm up to 8. But I have 2 other quivers in my backpack.
Honestly,
how does that work? Like, if I want to reload my quiver, take some out of it, and then fill this up to 20.
Yeah, that's perfectly fine. I mean, because you're carrying in your backpack.
But I'm not sure how to track that on this sheet without,
Oh, well, basically you're going to refill your quiver and just keep track of what you've got in your backpack. So you've got 2 full quivers in your back or attached to your backpack or around that area. So that would be 40 arrows. So if you put, say, 15 back in your quiver, I mean, you've got a full 20 back in your quiver, and you've just lost 15 out of the 40 from
my quiver.
Okay.
So I
so however,
12.
Yeah. So your quiver's full. Just you're that many arrows short in your backpack.
I'll try to annotate that somewhere on here so it makes sense. And I guess.
Yeah, just do like 20 slash.
I'm gonna just do minus 12. I'm just gonna do minus 12 so I can.
Yeah, that'll work because you've got 40. So you're 12 short basically out of 3 quivers because you come here with a full one.
Yep. That's all I want to do.
Oh, that was amazing.
It's just a random encounter.
No, boy, I have never fought, but I've heard of the T-Rexes coming back with the Schultz campaign, and I have not even looked at their character sheet or anything, but from what I've heard that they were supposed to be incredibly tough. I never expected to fight one at level 5, but
I heard in
Holy
that
fuck.
campaign there's an undead T-Rex, which
Oh,
is probably
yeah.
even
Oh, yeah.
more of a big pain in the ass.
I
Yeah,
actually,
they have the undead T-Rexes. Yeah, I mean,
I actually
Yeah,
ran
'cause
the
it's got
Tube of
the-
Annihilation campaign with my group. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That one's got the zombie one in it.
Yeah, there's there's one that can teleport too.
The bite
Wow.
is 4d12 plus
That's-
7 alone.
whoa, 4d12 plus 7. Wow.
These are not to be messed with.
So,
No.
We did
so
massive,
pretty much,
we're lucky we did so much damage to it, though.
yes.
We would have been
Yeah.
dead if we were level 4, I think.
Well, you guys got the surprise on it. Well,
Yeah.
it wasn't so much a surprise, but you guys engaged it as it was coming to range. But it was just it was a random deal that, from the corpses around you, that kind of added to it a little bit from the wind and everything else.
Well,
But
it's a hunting animal, but yeah. So, I mean, even though, like, God Hunter, like, doesn't fear anything, but he knows when we come across one of these again, to fucking try to avoid it and run and hide. Because these fuckers are
He's
super
not
bad.
afraid. He's like,
well,
run.
you guys have already avoided one. I mean,
Oh, wow. Okay, this
This
is
is a
not the
different
same
one.
one.
See, I knew I was
Wow.
right to have us go stealth there, because that, like, I
You
just had
were.
a feeling that one was going to be badass, and we were
That
going to
was
fight
super
it.
smart, yeah.
Yeah.
I've never fought one. Now I know they're really, really bad fucking ass.
Yeah.
Like, they're no
Terrible.
punk bitch.
If only we had
Oh,
some
just
like,
remember,
magical